5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
We find wrestling, one promotion, one event, one match at a time. We are the Indie Wrestling Experience with Bob and John. I am Bob. John, what is up, man?
Hey, everybody. What is going on? Bob, how have you been?
Oh, man, dude, I tell you what. I watched a lot of, what do we say? Wrestling's always on, dude. This weekend was serious
It
business.
was really on, huh?
Yeah. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about later, but we got someone with us. As you well know, someone joining us to start the show. Everyone, please welcome back to the show,
Oh,
Brox
yeah.
Boulder. Welcome back, man.
What's up, guys? How are you all?
What's going on, big man?
Living the dream. Just
There
somebody
you
else's
go.
dream. Just don't tell nobody.
Absolutely. Well, the big story here, I want to start back because you messaged me, I want to say middle of December. And you were saying, hey, we'd love to have you and John come out for one of the FTC AOG shows. And then a couple weeks later, everything sort of seemed to be announced and fell apart. At that point, when you sent me that message, did you have any hint of anything was coming?
Kind of, but not really. So if I can back up just a little bit, I'll give you guys all of it.
Go for it.
I knew that the sale of FTC and Art of Grappling took place in like August of last year. But I was told by the owner then, Joe Pace, who is also a friend, who, that guy just, he followed another dream and said, here, I want you to keep this dream alive, 3.5 years ago. And I done my best to do that. And he would jump in and stop by and do things and gave me support where he could. But he had told me in August that he was considering selling, and that if he did, he would make sure that the school wasn't bothered, and because there was a person that wanted to buy, and that they wanted basically the FTC name. They wanted to start their own promotion, but they didn't want to start from the ground up. They wanted to have something that was already established, and FTC in our area is one of the best. Been around since 2016, and Joe had done a phenomenal job, up to the point that we all joined and started helping out. So he said, don't worry about it. Nothing will change. I said, okay, cool. So, and then I found out the company had sold and nothing changed. From August till December, nothing changed. I was doing AOG shows. I was running the school. Nothing changed. All I knew was that it had sold, and I knew who it sold to, as a guy that I'm very familiar with. And we'll talk about him later, but nothing changed. And so I just kept doing things the way I was doing them. And I was told, I can't remember who told me, something about this guy is going to come in and change stuff. So I messaged him one night and I said, hey, I've got this show, that show planned for 2026. Should I go ahead and run these shows or just not? I just would let her know something, then be blindsided. And he said, no, go ahead, and I know you've already got a show planned. Go ahead and do it. And I said, okay, cool. That was a couple weeks. When was that? That was a couple weeks before the first of the year. So he came in on a Tuesday night after training and asked him, and then the previous owner, Joe, come in and asked me to go to my office and talk to me. And he just laid it out there that he was the new owner of the company, which I already knew, and that he was going a different direction, that he wanted to be in control of creative, and that he wanted to do some things that weren't getting done at the school and at FTC, and that he wanted me to, first he said, take a break for a few months, and then he's like, then I'll bring you back in some capacity. And that was the story that he gave me for the vast majority of the time. I've not heard any different. But his actions don't lead me to believe that would ever be a thing. So, and I'm the type of guy that I don't really close doors behind me, but the way that this was done, I just, it's a door that I don't know that I want to walk back through, if you guys understand that.
Absolutely.
You walk by a house for years and years and years, and you finally get bit by the dog in the yard. You don't walk by that house anymore, and that's just kind of what I feel like has happened. But in that meeting that night, he told me, his words, not mine, his words, selfishly, I want to be in control of creative. I want to I want to be able to do stories that I want to do and you could tell he thought that they would be better, and that's fine. He had told me that he had done some things with OVW and creative that didn't last very long. They gave him some creative power, and then they took it away. And he had always wondered that if he could really do that, and wanted to do it in his own promotion. And he's been working with another local promotion recently in the last couple of years doing creative. And his words again that wasn't going like he wanted it to go. And so I guess he just wanted to break out and do his own thing. So he purchased FTC. He had been a contributor to FTC years ago before I'd even come along to FTC. And then just kind of faded out and then joined this other promotion and whatever. And here we are. And I'm no longer a part of FTC Art of Grappling. I've had a ton of people ask me, "Hey, is this a work? Is this what's going on here, bud? Is this, hey, are you going to come busting through the curtain in a few weeks?" And I'm like, "No, not at all.
Wow.
Not even a little bit. I wish that was the case, but it's not at all." So,
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
That's a lot to digest there, my friend.
It is.
yeah.
So you said you would talk about this later, and I'm not going to ask any specific questions because I don't know what you want to say and what you don't want to say. But tell me about this new owner and what you wanted to say about.
He is a fella that, like I said, I'll I don't care. Everybody knows who he is. His new owner's name is Dave Harmon. He was somebody that was a pretty big contributor to FTC early on, helping Joe Pace when he first started. And was a contributor when I got to FTC and the Art of Grappling, when the Art of Grappling was started. And he just kind of faded out. I don't know what ever happened to him. He would still come up to shows, but he stopped kind of being a contributor. And then Joe was kind of doing it on his own, which is what led me to kind of like be like, "Hey, Joe, you're drowning. Let me throw you a life raft here. Let me help." And then it was doing this little bit at the school, and then it turned into this little bit at the school, and then it turned into I'm now taking care of the school, and then it turned into, okay, let me help you book some FTC shows, and it turned into me booking FTC shows. For the most part, Joe was still around. Joe was great. I have no ill words to say about Joe Pace. He's been a friend since I got in the business. I still consider him a friend. But circumstances happened, and I understood them, and he told me what he done it for, and that's not my story to tell, but I understood them. And
Exactly.
but this new fella, I will be honest with you. And you know what? I didn't agree to do this to bury anybody. I don't want to do that.
No.
But I do want people to know that, kind of the truth of what happened. I did step away from the FTC fans or FTC or AOG. I love that place. It's what made me who I am. But I don't want anybody to think that I voluntarily stepped away. I was not given an option. This fella basically ran me out, and that's the long and short of it. I've had conversations in the past, and he'll tell you that I'm wrong, but I don't think he's ever liked me as a wrestler. So I think that's his biggest issue with me. He's just not a fan of Brox Boulder as a wrestler, and that's okay. Everybody has their own style of wrestling and their type of wrestling they like, and maybe I wasn't his cup of tea, but that's okay. It's heartbreaking, very heartbreaking, but I can lay it down at night to sleep knowing that I'd done everything I could at the AOG to keep that place going, financially, physically, keeping it in the good graces of the community, doing things for the community, birthday parties and fundraisers and everything I could to make sure that Joe Pace's dream lived, and he could chase his other dreams. And that's what I feel like I've done in the last 3.5 years, and help as many young wrestlers as I could, Bobby and I. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you were saying that, this new guy wanted to run creative, but with all the other things that you were doing at the school, was that not even talked about? Was it just like, okay, you're out because I want to do creative, so you're out totally? Or because you do so many things?
So basically I'd asked him, I said, "Is there no chance we can work together?" And his response was he was worried that where I'd been in charge so long, if he put something in place and it didn't work out very well, he was afraid that it would divide a locker room. And so to me, that ultimately says, and it's just me, and I'm a little butthurt about it all. I'm not gonna lie, but just to me, it says that he doesn't trust me to be a professional about things, and that's concerning to me. At the end of the day, to me, I just have to say that people want control of things, and I feel like it wasn't a fact that he was worried that we couldn't work together. It's a fact that he didn't want to, and that's just what I believe, and that's his choice. It was his company, you know. Again, I'm not trying to make this guy out to be a bad guy at all. There's just things that weren't handled right, period, and that's the blunt truth of the story. Things just weren't handled right. So,
right. Sort of a side question right now, but are you and Troy still the AOG tag team champions?
we are.
Okay.
We are. We absolutely are. No titles changed hands. So I ran my final show January 3rd.
Mhm.
That was the last show I was in control of. I changed. There were no title changes. There were no big surprises. There were no nothing like that. Everything stayed the same. And see, that's the thing that worries me about all this is there was not a lot of conversations about things. There about even with a lot of our students, our current students. I'm the one that told them it all happened. The new owner didn't reach out to them at all and say, "Hey, we still want to do training on this day and this day." None of our current students reached out by the owner. He had other people reach out to them, but not all of them. Not all of the students that we had were reached out to. There was been no official announcement. There's been nothing. It's all been very hush hush and very secretive, and I'm just not a fan of that. Like, I'm not an arrogant guy. I portray an arrogant guy. Not even as Brox. My arrogance is very fake. I'll be honest with you. When I am arrogant about things, but I just feel like when you make a big move like this in a company that's so well loved in our area, like it is, there should be some professionalism more and some announcements being made and just some more things that were more on the professional side of professional wrestling than the hey, look what I can do side of wrestling.
Right.
And that's kind of
Right.
what I feel like it's been. I don't want it to be I don't want to sound bitter, guys, but it's tough. It's a tough thing, you know. 6 years of my life and a lot of my own financial investments and time and everything and just kind of been told to we don't need you anymore. That's a tough one, man. You think about these guys that do this on a regular job, like these guys that have worked in a factory for 50 years and then they just one day say, we don't need you anymore. You can retire or you can be done. That's heartbreaking. That's a heartbreaking feeling for people. So
I've been on the wrong end of that a few times, and yeah, it's when you think you're a big big part of something and contributing, and not like you said, not in an arrogant way, but thinking, I'm a good part of this.
mhm.
I'm an important piece, and to get to a spot where, like you said, hey, we don't need you.
Yeah.
It's like I said, man, it's tough as a man to take that.
It is.
So I feel you, Brox. I really do, man.
And the other side of things for that is, you know, it's heartbreaking for me, for the students, like, to feel like I was such an asset to the company myself, but to know what I hear from the students or hear from Bobby or hear from the fans and know that, their next show that they have, I won't be a part of. I won't be there. Or they've had a couple trainings since I've been ousted and I wasn't there. It's just, it's a little heartbreaking for me. Now, I will say this. The vast majority of the AOG training facility left with me. By no direction of mine. I made it very clear in all group chats that we were a part of and then in person when I spoke to them. You guys need to continue to train whether you like it or not. Reps are reps. Go get your reps in. I'm nothing else. If nothing else, I'm a guy that will tell you the truth and go get your reps in. Whether you want to be there or not, you gotta be in the ring, getting your reps in and doing your things. Don't follow me out of emotion.
Right.
Sit down and think about what you want to do. I'll support you either way. You want to stay at AOG and train, do it. And then someone told me months ago when this all started to go down. I have a friend that I've kind of kept in the loop about all of it. That's kind of outside the business, but inside the business at the same time. I know it makes zero sense, but someone who's not a wrestler, someone who doesn't have really anything to do with the business, but comes to wrestling shows that I trust. I had told them months ago this was happening, and they said immediately on that date in August, shut it down, get out, start your own thing right now. And I didn't listen because I was like, it'll be okay. I love it here. I don't want to do that. And so when it all come down, I told the guys, I said, listen, I am going to start my own thing. I'm going to do my own thing, but don't make your decisions based on that. Make them on what you think is the best for you. And until that happens, stay here and train.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let your emotions get the best of you. Your dream is to follow professional wrestling. You have an ability to do that right now. Until I can get everything up and running, do that. And then if you want to join, great. If you don't, great. If you want to go to both, great. I was a part of a split at AOG. When I first started, we had Jillian Hall and Bobby both. And Jillian decided to go do her own thing after about a year. And so it was a split. It wasn't hateful or anything like that. She just decided she wanted to go her own way. And I had an option whether I wanted to go with Jillian or if I wanted to stay at AOG. And that was my options. I didn't have the option to go to both due to distance more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
She had opened a school a lot further away than where I live. And I stayed at AOG. So I know what that split is like. It's tough,
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure that they didn't make it based on emotion. I wanted them to make sure that they were doing the right thing for them. And God bless them. They've stood behind me like a brick wall.
Awesome.
All of them, Bobby included. Bobby has left the school as well. That's his story to tell. I won't tell you why, but that's his story to tell. But he's gone as well. But all of them have been behind me, and I've had so much support. Once it was released, I released a video I think last week, just giving the basics, and I had so many people message me, call me, promoters I've worked for, workers I've worked with, guys I've shared a locker room with, saying if you need this, you got it. If you need that, you got it. Tell me what you need. And some
Awesome.
have offered me everything. I'll just be honest with you. There's been some promoters out there that I've worked for that have offered me everything. And God bless them for having that kind of faith in me. And it makes me feel great to know that I made some of those connections in the business over the last 6 years. So
Yeah, it's a testament to you, man. So that's awesome.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
So then tell us now, you talking about all these guys following you. We see the shirt. You're wearing the Aftermath shirt. Tell us about Aftermath.
Yeah, that logo is
Aftermath.
badass, man.
Thank you. Aftermath Pro. I one of my favorite movies I've ever watched in my whole life is Straight Outta Compton. I love the movie. I'm 44 years old, I'll be 45 in 2 months. That's my era of music. I love the movie Straight Outta Compton. I love the old school Cube and Dre. I love it. I love it. I grew up on it. Probably not the best thing to grow up on. Maybe it's a testament to my mom's inability to home me in, but yeah, and so one of my favorite lines of the whole movie is, "What are you gonna call that bull crap that you're starting?" And he just turns around and looks at Suge and says, "Aftermath," and that's it. And it's one of those things I just like, man. It's one of those piercing lines in a movie that sticks with you, and that's what stuck with me. To me, this is the aftermath of what was my beginning journey in this business, what gave me everything, but at the same time, it ended and it took everything away from me too. So Aftermath is just a testament of that, of all the people that have faith in me, to lead them just like we were doing before, getting them books or getting them bookings, putting them in my truck and say, come on, we're going and I'll try to get you on the show. And we done that just a couple weeks ago. I put a kid in the truck with me and took him to Route 33 with me, two of them
There you
actually.
go.
Took him in the truck with me to Route 33, and we got there and they wrestled each other in the opening match. And
Awesome.
it's just something that I was told to do when I was young in this business. When I first got in, they was like, help get everybody over. And so that's what Aftermath is. Aftermath Pro is exactly that. It is just us people, us guys and girls that are left over from what left AOG. And I think there's probably 15 of us that left, not including Bobby, that just wanted to continue to do the things we were doing the way we were doing them. And that's what we're going to do. I've got everything I need except for a building. I'm still looking for a building here in town.
There you go.
which is funny because they're still in town too. So I'm not trying to make it a competition at all. That's not at all what I'm looking for. But this is also my hometown, so nobody's going to run me out of my hometown. So
Good for
that's
you,
how
man.
it is.
Awesome.
So,
Yeah,
but at the
absolutely.
same time, just to jump back to them, I said this in my video, and I mean it wholeheartedly. I wish them the best.
Mhm.
I do not want anybody to fail that tries to get in this business to do something. I don't agree with how everything went down. It was handled piss poorly, um, unprofessionally, and it ticks me off. But it doesn't tick me off enough to be like, I hope you fall flat on your face, because I don't at all.
Right.
AOG was started December 1st, 2020. I was one of the first people in the doors. I have bled. I've cried in that ring. I've bled in that ring. Some of my own personal demons I've had to fight. I've done it laying in the middle of that ring. I would go to the school no matter where we were at. We had 3 locations in my time, and every location I would go and I'd just lay in the ring. There would nobody there. Lights would be out. I'd just lay in the ring and fight some of my own demons, or sit in a corner and just think about my own personal things. Go down there and just always trying to find things to make it better. So for me to say that I hope he falls on his face is a bold-faced lie. I don't want him to fall on his face. I do want him to understand how big a mistake he made, but I do not want him to fail. And I do not want AOG to fail at all.
Good.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I think you mentioned on your video, the live that I caught, excuse me, that you said something to the effect of Aftermath is not new. Aftermath has been in the works for a long time. How long has this concept been in your head, regardless of action?
The minute that I heard that Joe Pace was potentially thinking about selling the school or selling FTC as a whole, I immediately in my mind thought, what's going to be the aftermath of this? Holy shit. Holy crap. There it is. It's Aftermath. That's what it is. And it's been in the back of my mind since then. I'm not a guy that flies by the seat of his pants a lot. I like to pride myself on being 2, 3, and 4 steps ahead of almost everything and everybody. So, which is why, like, if you text me, I keep the text. If you write me a note, I keep the note. Like, I keep receipts for everything. And I pride myself on being a couple steps ahead of everything and everybody. So when I heard this, I started planning. How could we do this? How can it work? What would be the name? What would be the format? What do I want to do? And I had a whole plan laid out. The only thing part of that plan that's not come to fruition yet is a building. And we just don't live in a building in an area where people want to come off these old buildings for anything less than an astronomically dumb number. I mean, just the craziest stuff. But there's options, but they're options that seem petty to me. There's a building. There's 2. So our old school, our second location, is directly below the AOG school.
Right. I remember when you guys did the move. Yes.
So our last interview, I was actually sitting in the parking lot of that school.
Right.
And it's literally below the other one. My first thought, the first thought I had, the pettiness just poured out of me. And I was like, I know, because I paid the rent down there. I knew the landlord. I'm the one that dealt with him. He knows me. We had a relationship. I thought, man, I could get that room. I could get that room back and just Aftermath be right there. But, at the end of the day, guys, like, for me, it's this. Like, if he fails, that sucks for him, and I don't want him to. But if he does, I don't want to be a part of it. I don't want to be the reason.
Exactly.
I don't want to be the reason that he failed. I don't want to be held accountable for anything. I don't want to be the reason that we were downstairs and pulling customers away from him. I don't want to be the reason, like, I don't want to get on this video and bury him and say, don't go there. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to be held accountable for his failures. I want them to succeed, but I also want Aftermath to be exactly what AOG was. And that's the thing about Aftermath is it's all the same people. It's all the same people. There might be 1 or 2 people that are going to bounce back and forth, or 1 or 2 people that stayed. That's okay. That's okay. The fans that loved AOG and FTC, those same stars that you've seen are going to be at Aftermath. The guys and gals that have reached out to me in support that don't train at AOG are just, once they saw that video, they were like, let me know when you're open. I'm there to work a show for you. I work a show Saturday and want to just talk to a few guys in the locker room that I use on a regular. And they were like, yeah, just let me know when you're up and running, bud. So the support's been amazing. I cannot stress how awesome the support was in all this for the last couple of weeks.
That's
It felt
awesome.
like an eternity, but it's only been 3 weeks. Like somebody pointed that out to me today. I was like, I left AOG like 9 years ago, and then somebody was like, it's been 3 weeks, Brox. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm a little dramatic. It's whatever. So
Nothing wrong with that, buddy.
No way, man.
Yeah.
You mentioned a minute ago, you said something like, I want to do things exactly the way we did at AOG. And when I was, about a year and a half ago, we had something happen similar at my law firm that I work at. And the owner was sort of operated in the same way that you're talking about, where it was like all these flimsy excuses why are we gathering all these financial records? Oh, for taxes. Really? Because it's September. Like
Right.
and it was like, there's obviously something happening here and I'm not in the loop on it. And then we found out what it was. And when I found out what it was, he wasn't going to sell, he was going to close down. And then we got the opportunity to try to do it on our own. And I say all that to say, when that happened, I started thinking about what are the things that I would do differently? What are the things how would I put my stamp on it? You said you wanted to do things pretty much the same as AOG, but are there things where you want to put the Brox stamp on when this gets rolling?
Transparency, consistency. It was the staple at AOG. I always felt I was pretty transparent with everybody at the school. Um, I try to keep everybody in the loop of things. Like if somebody say, "Hey, let's bring in this guy," and I'll be like, "This guy costs this much." I never tried to hide this or that from anybody at the school. Stories, maybe, different things I had planned, but that was for the good of the show or for the good of the person. The only thing that I think we would do a little bit different at AOG than to Aftermath is I really don't. I would like for everybody to be on the same level at AOG or at Aftermath, and what I mean that is I am terrible at delegating. Anybody that knows me will tell you that I don't delegate well. So if I need this or that, I'm the one running around the chicken with my head cut off. It is the guys and gals that are around me that physically be like, sit your ass down, take a minute, let me go do this.
Right.
And that's how delegation got done at AOG. What I would really like to see done better at Aftermath, and I'm going to do my damnedest, is for me to delegate better. Because I have I have so many guys, I can't stress enough. And I wish I could just blurt their names out, but for the sake of not pulling the curtain back, I can't.
We got you.
And
we got you.
The guys and gals that are behind me from the AOG are amazing, and the support and they deserve to have tasks delegated to them to make them feel like they have a bigger role, and they deserve that. I just feel bad, for that, but I'm going to do my best to be better at that at Aftermath and delegation,
Right.
more so than no, I'm going to do it. You
Right.
guys go do your thing. I'll do it all. I'm going to do my best.
Right.
We'll see how it goes. Check back with me in 6 months and ask the guys and girls around me, see how well I delegated.
And we absolutely are going to be checking back.
Yeah.
We can't wait, man.
It's funny because I just saw everyone here's friend, the boss lady, just made a very similar post about that she's given the old Mountain King the pencil because she's tired of all of it. So, and I've seen her running around with like a chicken with her head cut off as well at the show. So
she does, and she does a great job at it too.
She's great.
That's something that I don't know that they might murder me for, but they've entrusted me with a bigger role at Route 33 this coming year.
Good.
Definitely. I mean, the sponsorship stuff has been announced, so I'm now in charge of sponsorships for Route 33. I mean, there's some other things that I'm helping with too, and Troy as well, and they've kind of give us a bigger role, and we appreciate that. They're wanting to use more of our guys that were from the AOG because they liked what we did. And it's just cool. It's cool to have something like this happen, and even not have something like this happen, and have a great promotion like Route 33. The two that are running that place trust you with their baby, and give you a role in trying to help make it better. It's an amazing feeling to know that they're going to trust our guys, or the guys that Bobby and I and gals that Bobby and I have trained, to go out there and help carry the torch, so to speak, at Route 33. So, you know, I don't know. It's just really cool for me to. It's a crappy situation. It sucks that it happened, but the support is and the things that have kind of manifested from it are crazy. How cool it's been. So
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That's great, man. And I know you said that it's Bobby's story to tell, but I guess I'll just ask it like this: were you the first domino? Is that the first domino that fell, and then Bobby was another domino that fell after you?
I was definitely the first domino. So I was told on a Tuesday. I waited till like a Thursday evening. We had canceled training that Thursday evening. It was the Thursday before a show, show week, everybody knows. I'm like, get your ass to training,
Right.
don't miss. And I canceled a training on Thursday because I just didn't have it in me. And Bobby knew what had happened because I told him privately. And then I made a group chat and got on Facebook Live, or not Facebook Live, but a Facebook video messenger. And everybody in the group chat, which was, 15, 18 people, whatever it was, got on and just heard me tell them, hey, listen, I've been told I'm out. And I told them all, and then immediately I started getting messages, F them, I'm out, screw that guy. I'm like, oh, no, calm down.
Right.
Don't do that. Then don't do this on emotion. Think about this. And there was thoughts of canceling the show and on that Saturday, and I thought, the hell with that. We're gonna go out. Let's just go out doing things the way we do it. That way, people when they get up and they start doing their own shows, people will know there's a difference. And honestly, there's a video out there somewhere. You can probably find it on YouTube. It was under FTC's Art of Grappling, but my good friend Mike Blankenship, who's one half of the best damn commentary team out there.
Love those guys.
Love Mike and Walter. Big, like I said, more of a wall behind me. I'm telling you, those guys were behind me. I mean, they're pissed, mad behind me. That's how they are, and just I love those guys to death. But Mike had created a YouTube page for us, FTC Art of Grappling. All of our shows from 2025 are on there, and he said, "What do you want me to do with this page?" I said, "Well, whatever you want to." And he changed it back to what it was, which was Doc's Wrestling Library. And our last show's on there, and I cut a promo at the end of the show, and it was very I teased some people and was like, all right, you think CM Punk dropped a pop bomb? Wait till you see what I do. I didn't. I didn't. I talked a lot of crap all day long, and I didn't. Because at the end of the day, what I do in the wrestling ring, what I do in the wrestling community reflects on Bobby and Jillian and all the people who've had any kind of hand in what I do. And I do not want to make them look like a fool. And
Gotcha.
so I minded my P's and Q's. And I did got a promo, and simply I said, I don't know what the future holds for this company. I don't know what 2026 looks like for AOG and FTC, but I thanked every fan that's ever bought a ticket since I've been doing things. I thanked them from the bottom of my heart that they were the life's blood of what we did. And I appreciate them more than I'll ever know. So
that's awesome. And that's what's important. That's great. It's great that you got all those people behind you following you, man. It's like you said, it's a big, it says something about you. It says something about how you've treated people.
Exactly. It's a testament to everything this man's done and the way he's conducted himself and done business, man. That's what you want in life. And I'm sure, we're on the outside of this looking in. I'm sure that's how you want to conduct yourself in the business, Brox, that you want people to trust you, to want to work with you. And keep doing things the right way, brother. And prosperity will find you.
I hope so. I hope that I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes along the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that things were, mistakes were made, but I feel like it's how we build as characters is,
Exactly.
we fall flat on our face when we pick ourselves back up and see if we can do better or if we go back to doing the same old crap. And
listen, that's how I raise, my kids. That's one of the things I always told them. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. I don't care who you are, right? You're not making mistakes. You're not trying. The trick is that it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah.
You make it, you learn from it. The problem comes when you make the same mistakes. As long as you've learned from it and you've moved on, you're going to make another mistake. As long as it's not the same one, you're moving forward. You're learning. You're growing. So, hey, man, we're happy for you. We're proud of you. We don't, we're upset things went down the way they did, but man, we can't wait to see what you do, dude.
I appreciate it. The hell with them rankings from AOG, but no, I'm just kidding.
Oh, you know what? I was gonna say it's so funny. It's funny that you mentioned because it was in my mind while John was talking. I was like, okay, that's where I'm going next.
This guy, Brox.
This is not same as Brox is saying. This is not a shot at FTC AOG or anything like that. This is not me like taking revenge for Brox or anything like that. But the fact of the matter is, the guy at AOG who reports the results to me is gone.
Right.
So that's the end of that. But the aftermath ones are, I'm perfectly happy to put aftermath ones right in their place when it comes time, my friend.
I appreciate it. And I will say that we've booked our first show for May. Well, let me say this. Let me say this. We've booked our first show, but it might not necessarily be our first show. So I know I have a for sure show that will be under the aftermath banner in May. But there might be more before that. I just know that in May you will have an aftermath show, whether it be the first, second, third, fourth. At that point, I don't know. And that's the cool thing, man. Is like I've had companies that have reached out to me, want to be a sponsor or wanted me to do this, and it would be in a town that maybe a promotion runs occasionally, and I didn't want to step on toes, so I would go to Joe and be like, "Hey, Joe, how do you feel about running in this town?" And Joe would be like, "Well, so and so runs there, but let me check with him." And he would check with this guy or person or whatever that runs in that town, and they would run one show a year, and that person would be like, "It's my town, stay out of it." And out of respect for Joe, I never done those things. Now, this might be one of those mistakes I have to make, and then find out that I'm a better person than this. But these companies that are reaching out to me say, "We really want you to run here more often, or even for the first time." I'm going to explore those options. If it's not a town that someone runs on a regular basis, or has any kind of chokehold on, I'm going to run there. Just because those fans deserve wrestling,
Right.
I definitely don't want to step on a toe. I don't want to do that. But there are places that I know of that will only run one show a year. And those towns are starving for wrestling, and they deserve more wrestling, and I want to give it to them. So I'm going to do it.
Awesome.
Just as an example, Waverly, Ohio is not really a town that's run by anybody, but it's kind of in an area within 50 miles of an area of a pretty big, well-known promotion. Waverly, usually will go there to the bigger city to where that other place is. We run a show in Waverly and done a fundraiser in November last year to raise some money for the YMCA there and help another company out. And it was an enormous success. Well, they went ahead and booked their show for next year for 2026 that night. And that's November 14th. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that won't be under the FTC banner.
Right.
It'll be under the aftermath banner because that person and I have spoke, and they want us. They want the people that were there, and those people were the people that I brought in.
Awesome.
Those were the people that followed me, and that show was so good. It's also on the Doc's Wrestling Library.
Okay.
It's super. It's on there. It's a great show. Marty Clay, Wes Barker, Casey Kazana, Marion Fontaine, guys that are just phenomenal and slept on were on that show. And it was such a good show, such a fun show. And then your regulars, me and Troy and Caleb Throne and Ken Jenkins and Bitter Brian Compton and, two of my young kids, Tanner, Dirty Travis Durton and Marcus Matthews, two kids that have been training at the school, all made the show. I mean, just the Voodoo King was on it. It was a great show. Neon Enigma and Sarah Bubbles wrestling. It was just a top to bottom good show. But that's a town we're going back to, and it's not a toe that's getting stepped on. It's a starved town, and I feel like that Aftermath we're gonna feed those towns. We're not stepping on toes, but we're gonna give them the wrestling that they deserve when the other company can't.
Good.
And I don't mean that they can't deliver, just when maybe their schedule doesn't fit. I want to help fill that in. I want to help get wrestling everywhere.
Right.
Awesome.
Right. They can't run every day, so there's going to be gaps, natural gaps.
Yeah.
Where they can just fit in.
Right. Absolutely.
Shoot, what was I going to say about? This first show that you have booked for May, is it at Ironton or is it somewhere else? We can't say. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I will say this: it's not in Ironton.
Okay.
It's not in Ironton. But that, like I said, I don't know that our first show won't be in Ironton.
Gotcha.
You know, my intentions again, you know, I want to, whenever I find our location, I want it to be basically what we had. It'll be in everything. It'll be a school. It'll be a wrestling venue. It'll be everything. You know, we'll do our birthday parties there. We'll do everything there.
Gotcha.
You know, but you know, this is the first chance I've had for someone to reach out and be like, "Hey, I want you to run a show,
That's
and I
awesome.
want you to do it here at this date." And I'm like, "It'll be an Aftermath banner," and that person was like, "Duh." So,
Awesome.
Nice.
and I was like, well, that warmed my heart. So that was great. And, you know, I'm not a guy that likes to be dead horse, but I am gonna go back and hit this horse one more time with a bat. The stuff that frustrates me is we have this thing here in our tri-state. So where I live, we're, you know, 10-15 minutes from Marshall University, which is in Huntington, West Virginia. Where I live here in Ironton, I'm literally across the bridge from Ashland, Kentucky. So we have a tri-state area here.
Mm-hmm.
And our paper here in Ironton does what's called the best of tri-state, and you can nominate anybody you want to at anything. It can be best photographer, best cake decorator, best anything you think someone's good at. You can nominate them, and then they'll post all the nominees on their website, and you go and vote. This hurts. This pisses me off, but AOG won best birthday party venue for 2025, best kept secret in 2025, and best entertainment, live entertainment of 2025.
Oh.
Wow.
So if there is any bitter, if there is any petty, it's the fact that I just handed him the keys to something that I helped
Building
win
something.
all that crap of.
All
and
that
they're gonna be
equity's
like,
gone.
"Oh, they just won all that stuff. Let's go do that." You know, and my video is not to deter people from doing that, but I do want people to know the truth.
Right.
I do want people to know the truth. I want people to know, to be able to. I guess for me, it's this: if you go into AOG or FTC shows now expecting the same thing you've had for years, and you're let down, then I feel like that person, the new owner, is not getting a fair shake.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I really would like for everybody to know that it's not the same people. It's not the same person. It's not anything the same. That way, when people go in, they have a fresh perspective of what
Right.
they're looking at.
Well,
And maybe
right.
they can make a better judgment on whether they want to go back or not.
Yeah.
Instead of just being pissed off or
Yeah.
just being this or just being that. I would prefer them to have a fresh judgment of what they're looking at. Oh, well, it's not AOG. It's not FTC, but it's not bad. We'll come back.
Well,
Opposed to walking in and being like, this ain't Brox or this ain't what. F these guys. That
well,
ain't Bobby Blaze back here. I don't want that at all.
let them sink or swim on their own merits, man. Let them,
Exactly.
you know, if they continue on and they cater to an audience and the audience likes what they see, great. If not,
Yeah, that's
is what it is.
That's the thing. I had another promoter reach out to me and offer me everything he owns when this all first went down, and God bless that guy. But he and I were talking, and he said, "I just want everybody in this business to succeed. I don't want anybody to fail."
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I feel that way, man. I feel that when he said it, I felt it in my bones. Like there are people in this business that like this guy that bought the company. He may not like my style of wrestling. There are people in this business I don't like their style of wrestling. I'm not a fan of.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not a fan of you know 19650s and all this crazy crap going on in the ring. I was trained old school, so I like a good story to be told.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a guy that likes to go out and see how many bumps we don't have to take to tell a good story, just because it's a challenge, you know. So I want people to succeed. And just because I don't like their style doesn't mean I don't want them to have everything in the world. I think one of my favorite quotes I've ever heard, and I live by this, is just because the table's full at where I sit doesn't mean I want you to starve.
Mm-hmm.
There's other tables. Sit down and eat. Don't just because mine's full doesn't mean I want you to starve.
Right.
So the seats are full at my table. As far as, you know, letting that guy sit down, but I don't want him to starve. So
right. And it reminded me of a question from before we were talking about what would you do different at Aftermath than you did at AOG, other than you mentioned earlier that this new owner at AOG or at FTC said that he wanted to do creative, but was there anything else about the school that you expect to change with this new ownership besides just the stories being told at the shows, like functionally?
I know that they're turning the school into like a full combat thing. Like there's gonna be wrestling training there, MMA training, and boxing training, which I think is cool. I worry about the success of that because we have a boxing school a quarter mile from where our for the AOG's at. That is very notable. Um, MMA training. There's a guy that's kind of helping the new owner. He runs an MMA promotion here that does really well. They do great. So that might be okay, the MMA training, but I worry that they're going to shove too much in at one time and try to make it too big too fast. We started in a warehouse that had no heat, no AC. Whatever the temperature was outside, it was 10 degrees or 15 degrees difference inside for the worse. And it leaked. I mean, it was a river under the ring when it rained. It leaked so bad in there. And then we moved to the location we had for the one that is there now, and it had its downfalls, but every place we've had, we've made our own. We made our own, but we done it little by little. If we didn't have this, we worked to get that. If we didn't have that, we worked to get that. And I hope he doesn't try to make it too big too fast. I hope he, does things slowly and learns what the fans are responding to more than just saying, I'm going to go out here and just try to kick this 72-yard field goal for the win right now.
Right.
And it fall at the 20 and everybody laughs at him. I don't want that at all.
Yep.
Right. And look, and the difference between those two, the difference between what you do and what it sounds like the direction they want to go doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be completely competing in a lot of aspects. You know what I mean? Like if people want pure wrestling and nothing but wrestling, they can come to you. And if they want to see the spectacle of all the different things going on, then, they can go over there. You know what I mean? So it sounds like you guys can even like you said, even if you are in the same city, it sounds like you can coexist.
I don't intend on running the same nights he is. Like, I'm not going to be like watching his flyers and be like, oh, he's running January 13th. Well, guess what, boys? We're running. No, hell no. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't do that now, like to promotions I like or dislike or whatever. It's just bad business. Like, it's one of those things. One of the things that annoy me in this business is when I go to a show, and Troy and I, if we're not booked, we'll go to watch wrestling shows just because we're fans and we want to support the boys. We want to support the guys that we like. We want to promote or support the promoters that have booked us in the past. We will go to wrestling shows, and we don't get a chance very often, but when we do, we want to go support. One of my things I hate is to walk into a wrestling venue and see other wrestlers who are not booked on the card just walk by the guy or the person collecting money and just go find a seat and or bring their merch in and sell it when they're not booked on the show. That's stupid. You're pulling money out of the boys' pockets that are booked. So if we go to shows, I make sure that we pay. We pay whatever the ticket price is. We're paying. I've had guys be like, "Oh, you're good." I'm like, "No, I'm not good. Here's the money. We're here to support. We're fans tonight. I ain't Brox. This ain't Troy." Although when we go to these places, we're like, the tag match will happen, and they'll be like, "Grappling Inc." I'm just like, "Gosh, not here. Shut up." Like I'm pulling my hood over my head, being like, "I don't know what you're talking about. My name is not Brox. I'm."
Right.
Everyone has a big spiky white or yellow mohawk. That's totally not Troy.
Yeah, no, you can't recognize it from anywhere.
No. So, I that's the thing is I'm not gonna look at his shows and be like, hey, I want to run the same night. I'm not gonna do that. That's just bullshit. That's stupid. It's petty and it's bad business, and that's going to potentially contribute to him not succeeding, or potentially contribute to Aftermath not succeeding. Right. And everybody in this business, there's enough wrestling for everybody to succeed. And if they don't want to, it's on them.
Facts. 100% true. I wanted to ask about you, and I want to ask about Grappling Inc. You guys rose as high as number 4 in the power rankings before losing those Route 33 belts, and I'm just being tongue in cheek. But what I want to know is, what's the future hold for Grappling Inc? What are you guys looking to do in 2026?
Put more gold on our waist, bud.
Yeah,
that's what we do. Like, listen,
tell them, Brox. Tell them.
I'll make this known. I don't know anything. Like, I know that I said I got some hands in Route 33. What I don't have a hand in is my own matches. I can tell you that right for sure. So Mountain King, if you're listening, I want that big full Bomani, and I want that curly haired Kentucky waterfall hair wearing punk GMT, and I want our titles back. and I want them done in March. I want that match, and
You heard it here.
I want them back. And I'll be honest with you, until I'm booked at FTC and my shoulders are pinned to the mat, I will be the AOG champions. Me and Troy will be the tag team champions. I'm going to be honest with you. That fool ain't booking me and Troy. So we'll be the AOG champions forever.
Right.
So I don't give a crap what they say.
There you
Matter
go.
of fact, the belt is sitting right back over in that corner over my what is my right shoulder here.
Oh, that's
so
awesome.
yeah. So yeah, we'll be the AOG champions. Period. So
they're gonna be like Curtis Axel when Curtis Axel never actually got eliminated from the Royal Rumble and he had been in for like 68 days or whatever it was.
Exactly.
That's these guys.
Exactly. But yeah, we want to Route 33 championships back. We're going to be working with a couple of promotions that have reached out to us for this year that they want us to come up, and I don't want to say lead their tag division, but they would definitely want us to. They want us to come up and be in their tag division. And if we're in the tag division, I will be as brash to say that we're going to lead it.
Mhm.
I have zero doubts in my tag team partner. Titan Troy is without a doubt one of the most talented people that's ever stepped between the squared circles ropes I've ever seen in my life. He is so passionate and he does everything the right way. And I believe in us as a team, just because we've been together since day one. And anything we've ever set our minds to do, we've done. There's nothing we've said we want to do that we've not got to do yet. Not a single thing. So in 2026, the outlook for Grappling Inc. is more gold. We got to carry more gold to match the gold that's at Aftermath, baby. That's what it is.
Nice.
Funny enough, though, the logo does have meaning. Bobby Blaze wore pink singlets on Saturday night, WCW Saturday night, almost every time he wrestled.
Mhm.
He had a purple singlet, which is the purple, and then yellow is a tribute to Jillian Hall's blonde hair as a
There you
diva when she was in WWE. So that's me and Troy have purple and yellow Grappling Inc. gear, and that's what it is. It's always been a tribute to Bobby and Jillian for giving us what we
Awesome.
have. So that's basically what it boils down to.
That's awesome, man.
That's awesome, man. That it really is. And the reason I asked about 2026 was, and John and I have talked about it on the show a couple of times when we talk about you guys, is that I started to notice in 2025 the level of y'all's competition started to increase very noticeably. Like all of a sudden, you guys are wrestling the runway, and then you're wrestling the country gentleman, and then like you guys are starting to take on big names that people know from not just your area of the country. And that was the thing that really caught my eye. Is that something that has just been a natural progression in the way you guys have gotten booked, or is that something you guys have sought out matches or people or anything like that?
So we've never asked for matches from anybody, honestly. But getting to work with the country gents, the Heat Seekers,
Mm-hmm.
we got a couple times last year. The Runway was amazing to work with. Stu Crew,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar with those guys. They're amazing. The Brotherhood,
Mm-hmm.
just some really great talent out there that we've got to work with. It wasn't anything we asked for. I wholeheartedly believe it's something we earned. We started out. Me and Troy was just talking about this the other night. Like the last 2.5 years, 2 years solid. So in 2024, we worked 46 out of 52 weekends or 52 weeks. And then in this year, we worked 48 of 52 weekends in 2025. And then the last half of 2023, I think we ended up working like 33 of 52 weeks in 2023. So like, and that was all in the back half of 2023. So we started catching steam in 2023, and then we just blew up in 2024 and 2025. We continued it. We worked for great promotions like Appalachian Mountain Wrestling down with Kyle Maggard, all over the state of Kentucky, and Route 33, and BGW, and all these other places. And we just got to continue to work great tag teams, and I feel like people just finally noticed what we were doing and who we are, and I think it's a testament of how we were trained. It's not, you're not going to go out there and you're not going to see Troy do a backflip off the top rope and do this or do that. You're going to see a grueling tag team match, one that's going to wear each other down, and the best team's going to win. We're going to tell a hell of a good story, and that's who we are, and it's just how we were trained to do things. So I think it's a testament of Troy and I just buckling down and taking the bookings that we were offered and making the best out of them every time.
Yeah.
I mean, long nights. So I remember one weekend in 2025, we had I think it was in like September or so. We worked a Friday night for Kyle Maggard, I think, somewhere in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky, some Fleming Neon City, or that's what's called Fleming Neon, or I no, I kid you not. And then Saturday we were at Route 33 in Spencer, and then Sunday we had a birthday party at the school that we were doing.
Whew.
I don't know how many weeks we've done that. We were Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all 3 nights, but we were in 3 different states. Like we were in West Virginia, Kentucky, and Ohio,
Wow.
and we traveled. We started going to EPW, which is another phenomenal
love
wrestling
those guys.
promotion that's
Yep.
that's down in Tennessee.
Mhm.
We worked a lot in Tennessee this year. Got to work with guys like Ethan Heyer and Hakeem the Dream, who are a really good tag team.
Mhm.
We we've been a lot of places these last 2.5 years, and I don't look for 2026 to be any different. Like we don't want to slow down. I mean, what happened there is there. It doesn't affect Grappling Inc. It just affects what happens there at that place.
Gotcha.
But we've had other places reach out. We have new promotions that are calling us saying, "Hey, we want you to come here. We want you to come there." We're going to work up towards Cleveland, Ohio, a little bit this year. We're going to
Nice.
Pennsylvania in May. So we've done a lot. We've got a lot of different places lined up already, and I don't look for 2026 to be any different. It looks to be, for me, if there's a difference, our bags are going to be a little bit heavier.
There you go.
There you go.
That-
That's it.
I love it.
That's it. Are you able to tell us, because Pennsylvania piqued my interest? Are you able to tell us where that is at this point, or no? Okay.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
That's fine.
It'll be a new promotion, and they've not released a bunch of information about it, so I kind of just want to keep that one.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I just was curious because, like I said, you get to Pennsylvania, you're getting closer to us, so, or close to us. So I was curious to see what that was, but yeah, no, we're big fans of EPW, man. We found that's where we first saw Neon Enigma, who's now the AOG.
Yeah.
Well, I guess she's AOG champion as of right now. I don't know how that's going to play out. Or
She's
whether
still the
part of-
AOG champion, sir.
Yeah,
She's still there. I would guess that belt's in her bag right now. That's why I told her to keep it.
Good for her. Good for her. But we're big fans of Sarah Bubbles as well. I mean, Sarah, the former champion
Yes.
too, and I'm
awesome.
hoping that she's one of the ones that's with you because we're real big fans of Sarah here. So, we're big fans of a lot of you guys, Lifeguard Ross and all those guys. We met all of them through you, and we're big fans of all those guys and what you do. So,
the Bubbles and them are behind me. Bubbles is probably outside of Troy, my one ride or die. Like I knew her before wrestling. I got her into wrestling. So she's been an asset to help me do with anything I've needed to do over these last couple of years. I will tell you this, and she's probably going to beat me to half to death for telling you this. I won't tell you that she's done wrestling, but I will tell you she is wanting to gear more towards ring announcing.
Ooh.
oh,
Okay.
If you guys have never caught her singing the national anthem, you're missing out. Get on any AOG, like you can get on the Doc's Wrestling Library on YouTube and look it up. She sings my national anthems for me at every show, and she's gearing more towards wanting to sing the national anthem and ring announce, more so than wrestling. Just she wants to try something different, and I support her. She's had a hell of a wrestling timeline. I don't want to call it a career because I don't think she's done, but she wants to try something different, and I support her. And I think she's announced for me. She's announced for Route 33. She won Route 33's Announcer of the Year after announcing one show.
I saw
year.
that. Yeah,
Hey,
it was just
one
she filled
show.
in.
Hey, Brock.
Yeah, and here's
I just want to throw this out there real quick. This guy over here, you're talking about the IWX, his top 7,000 that he put out there or whatever. I just want to say there may be some, a top manager list, a top ring announcer list that may be in the works. So
I love it.
Watch this guy.
Let me throw those names out there then. Sarah Bubbles is definitely wanting to do it, and she does a great job. Stevie Tyler, who is our normal AOG ring announcer, to pull the curtain back, she's also one half of Keep It Real of the podcast.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
It's the Enigma
okay.
and Stevie.
Yeah.
Her name's Cindy, but she goes by Stevie Tyler.
Yeah.
She has to go by Stevie Tyler in that podcast, so she's going to keep screwing everybody up. So she's a hell of a ring announcer too. I take a little pride in her because I helped. She came to me 2 years ago and said, "I want to ring announce." She's Neon Enigma's mother, and said, "I want to ring announce." And I said,
"Well, that's so cool.
Let's learn." And she would come into the school after training was over or during training. And when we would do training matches, I would have her announce the training matches, and then I would critique her, and then we've worked on it. And she's went from serviceable to phenomenal.
That's
She's
awesome.
freaking awesome. Stevie
great.
Tyler, Cindy, whatever the hell you're going to buy on whichever show you're on, she's great.
All right.
You can catch
Make
her
sure to
on
tag her in this.
I will say.
Yeah, you can
Bob-
definitely catch her on.
Bob,
on
you
those.
making your notes?
Making a
Phenomenal. But Bubbles is gearing towards that, so
That's cool,
you know.
man.
And I think we need more female ring announcers.
Mm-hmm.
I love Samantha Irwin.
Me too.
Sorry, Irwin. I loved Lillian Garcia back in the day. I love is Alicia Tyler that does it now?
Taylor, I think. Yeah,
I think it's her name. Yeah, I love it. Like, I don't hate on like Gino or any of these guys that done it over the years, the guys, but my goodness, Samantha, when Cody
Yes.
won the freaking title, I was in tears.
Right.
Right, this woman moved me in just her ring announcing. So I'm a girl dad too. I have
Yep.
two girls. I have a boy, but I have two girls.
And John
So,
too. Both of us.
2 girls.
I have a boy and 2 girls, and my girls are on each end. It's the oldest and the youngest. But I'm in support of the female ring announcer. I love it. So when Stevie, Cindy, whatever, came to me and said, I want to learn this, I was like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
When Bubbles said, I think I want to do this ring announcing more, I was like, hell yeah, whatever you guys want to do, let's help you do that.
Yep.
But both of them are going to be doing a lot more in 2026. I can guarantee you that. But check out Sarah Bubbles singing the national anthem. Check out her and the Stevie doing announcing. Like I said, Doc's Wrestling Library. You can find our everything we've done in 2025 is on Doc's Wrestling Library. So
Awesome. Well, I tell you what, Brox, this has been a lot of fun having you on here, man. It's been enlightening. You're always a great guest. You tell great stories. So it's been a lot of fun having you on here. I wonder if am I turning him over to John at this point? John, you got any questions for
Okay,
him?
Brox. I do have some questions for you, Brox. You know,
right, let's get it.
Bob and I are trying this new thing out, right? We got the couple of crazy questions for our guests to kind of in the interviews here. So if you'll indulge us, please.
sure, absolutely.
All right, man. So
Beware of my answers, though. Remember, you asked for this. Remember, you asked for this.
all right, man. So first question: have you ever had someone mistake you for somebody else? And if so, did you go with it?
So two real quick. One of my first shows I ever done, I was in a picture. Jillian Hall and her daughter took a picture together. Jillian Hall's daughter trained with us for a few months, had a few matches even. And after her first match, Jillian Hall and her daughter took a picture in the locker room together. In the background is me with my back to the camera. And it was posted to Reddit, and someone commented on Reddit, said, "Is that Kevin Owens behind Jillian Hall?" So I've been asked if I'm Kevin Owens' brother or if I'm Kevin Owens' stunt double or whatever. I don't know how many times. Which is part of why I started growing my hair out. That's why I started growing my hair out, so I wouldn't be mistaken as Kevin Owens anymore.
All right, that's awesome.
But so yeah, I've not been mistaken for Kevin Owens, kind of, but so yeah, I've been So and then funny, this is really funny. We were in Texas and at Dallas, and at WrestleMania, I remember the numbers when Stone Cold wrestled Kevin Owens. Me and Joe Pace and Troy went down and watched both nights, and we're standing in an elevator getting ready to go up to the second floor to where like the Comic-Con or the signings were all happening, where all the stars were signing. This kid, and we're in Dallas, Texas, guys. So, you know, I couldn't get in that elevator because my head was so freaking big after this happened. But this guy turns around, looks at me and goes, "Hey, aren't you Brox Boulder?"
Oh, shit.
And I'm in Dallas, Texas, boys, at WrestleMania weekend. And this guy turns around and goes, "Aren't you Brox Boulder?" And because I'm an asshole, I said, "No, my name's Anthony, brother." So I got mistaken for Brox Boulder when I'm actually, yeah. Funny story though. That guy.
That's the best.
That guy. He actually is from our area. He's from Pikeville, which is about 2 hours from us. And him and his brother ended up coming to train at the school for a few months, and he was like, "No, you're Brox, and I know you." And he pointed to Troy and Joe both. And he's like, "I know both of you too. You're FTC guys. I know."
That is so good.
This weekend I'm not Brox unless somebody calls and says, "Hey, I need you in an extra spot." Then I'm Brox all the way.
Oh man, that is amazing. All right, man.
Awesome.
So we're gonna give you one more, and then we'll let you out of here. So what Give me what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever blurted out while you're taking a bump?
This is not an embarrassing question because I blurt out some of the dumbest crap. Anytime a person I'm wrestling uses my balls against me, I always grab them and scream, "My boulders hurt." Every single time. It does not matter when. Every single time. I always grab my balls and scream, "My boulders." Every
that is
time. It does not never
this is
fails.
perfect.
Man. Never fails. But
This is why Brox is the best, man.
Every single time. I yell at the dumbest crap. I tell everybody, man, like my objective in the wrestling ring is to have a good match and break everybody in the ring. I want to bring the break character. That's what I want to do.
Yes.
So the most embarrassing thing I ever did, and it's probably one of the funniest things I did too, but it's embarrassing to me because I love Kobe Bryant. I love Michael Jordan.
Right.
You're like, how the hell does that cooperate with wrestling? So me and Troy were working a tag match, and we was working this vet and his trainee, and Troy snap-married the trainee, and his trainee didn't have boots, he had Jordans on, and Troy snap-married him out of one of his Jordans, and it was just laying in the corner. Now, boys, I'm going to tell you, Troy can work, and he gets in there and works them guys over, and I get bored in the corner waiting on him to tag me in, because Troy, if he watches this, and I know he will, we all know Troy likes to get his shit in. So I have to sit in the corner and wait on him. So I'll just sit in the corner, and I saw this Jordan. I thought, huh. So I pick it up, and I climb to the second turnbuckle right in the middle of this match, and I start auctioning this Jordan off to the fans. And I love them. I love the show Storage Wars. It tells you how old and dumb I am. But I love the movie. So here I am. I'm like, do I hear 5? I get a 5. I get a 5. And at 10, and 10, and 10, I get 10, I get 15. Troy has this kid in a chokehold bidding on the Jordan. Just one, not two, one, because the kid's still wearing the other. So he's, this wasn't long after Kobe was killed in that helicopter crash. So and they're bidding on this Jordan. I get up to like 35, and I said, sold to Troy, because it was just, that's how I had to do it. If I sold it to a fan, I had to give it to a fan. So I sold it to Troy. So I'm done, and I'm like, what am I going to do with this shoe? And I look to my right, and there's a trash can over there, and I'm like, you asshole. So I shoot it, and I scream, Kobe, like not long after he passed. And I'm like, God dang it, you idiot. But the shoe went in, thank God. Because I know what I would have said had it missed. And I'm not going to tell you what I would have said, but I know what I would have said. And it went in. So this kid, he gets tagged out. He's walking around with one shoe trying to find his Jordan. I'm like, I don't know what happened to it. Somebody bought it, bud. And this is me. I'm in the middle of a match. I've got my singlet on. I got my boots on. I'm wrestling, bro. And I'm auctioning freaking shoes off. That is
so good.
You can't get in the ring and have fun. Get the hell out, man. And that's what I do. I get in the ring and just do my best to see how many people I can break.
Dude, that's what it's all about, man. And the fact that you guys, provide that for us as fans, man, we can't thank you enough, bro.
That's awesome. I got one more. I want to tell you one more.
Yeah, all right, man.
Yep.
I'm
absolutely.
Sorry,
we're gonna. Hell no, we're ready to take it all, man. Come on.
I'm gonna tell you one more. So are you guys familiar with Evil Nate?
Yeah, I am.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Nate's my brother. I love that man. I'd bury a body for him right now if he asked me to, and it'd be pretty easy because he's got that chainsaw and he'd probably chop him up for us. I love Evil Nate. I love Dahlia. They're two of my closest friends. They're my brothers and my sisters, legit. And carries that chainsaw everywhere he goes. Well, me and Troy had this bright idea to buy a toy chainsaw, and we did. And it's just a little tiny. It's no bigger than a shoebox, and you can pull it, and the chain goes, and it boom, boom, boom. It makes a little sound, the whole nine. Well. We take this chainsaw and we hide it under the ring. And Nate goes out there and does with his big chainsaw, does the big circle thing. And he's wrestling Troy. So I told Troy, I said, when Nate puts his chainsaw in the corner, go get that one that we hid under the ring and put his under the ring and put the toy one back. and then say, hey, I want to see the chainsaw thing again. Do it again. So we got the referee involved too. We had the referee distract Nate before they rang the bell. So the referee's talking to Kelly Marshall's talking to Nate. Troy goes and switches those chainsaws and puts that little one back over there. And Nate, he goes, hey, before we start, do the chainsaw thing again. That's super cool. Nate turns around. There's that little ass chainsaw, little Tykes chainsaw sitting in the corner. And he's like, "You son of a bitch!" He got so mad. And I'm not in the match. I'm sitting in Gorilla because I like
Oh
at
my
the
God.
school. At the school, I had a TV set up back where I was at. I had a TV in the locker room, and I had a camera where you could see what was going on from the
Right.
locker room with my Gorilla because I couldn't see the curtain real well. So I'm sitting at my laptop, looking at the TV, and he looks at Troy, and then he looks back at the curtain, and I could just feel him like, "I'm going to murder you, you bastard." I could feel it. And he come back to the light to the curtain, and he was like, "You sorry prick."
That is the best. Oh man, it is so good.
I'm telling you, anything we can do, anything, absolutely anything we can do to jump somebody off. There was I'm sorry guys, I'm going to tell you stories all night long if you let me. Just shut me up in a minute.
Go for it.
There was this kid that he was wrestling at EPW a couple of months ago when I was there. It was his first match he ever had. First match. Super green, but I was in the ring stretching, he was in the ring stretching, was the only two out in the ring. He said, "Hey, when's the nerves go away?" And I said, "Oh, how many matches you had?" And he said, "Well, tonight's my first." I said, "It won't be tonight." I said, "It won't be tonight." And he goes, "Oh, thanks." And he just rolled out of the ring and walked away from me. I'm sorry.
Pearls of wisdom for Brox Boulder.
He was trained by Dr. Tom Pritchard. Like I thought he was good. I thought he's fine. He was trained by Dr. Tom, like one of the friggin' best on the planet. And when he was like, "When's the nerves go away?" And I was like, "Oh," and he's like, "This is my first match ever, like ever."
Oh
Not
my
outside of
God.
training matches. I was like,
"Wow,
yeah, it won't be tonight.
No,
it won't be tonight. Not at all. Not even a little bit."
Oh Lord.
I'm telling you, like I got one more. I swear to God, I'll let you guys go after this one. This is probably my best thing. This is probably the best. It's probably the best Brox of 2025. I wrestled a guy at APW named, I want to say his name was Andrew Jackson. I don't remember his first name's Andrew. He's an OBW guy. Super phenomenal. I mean, talented as all get out. Great wrestler. Well, he goes out to the ring to Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. He's a heel. He really heals it up, Well, he goes out there and does Wrecking Ball. Well, I knew I was wrestling him before I got there, so I go up to Mike and Walter run the music. Mike and Walter run the music at EPW. So I woke up to Mike and Walter and I said, "Hey, I need you to play this song from Don't Play," because I was in a singles match. We didn't work tag. I said, "Don't play my singles song. Play this." And he goes,
"Oh no,
are you serious?" I said, "I'm dead ass serious. Please play it. Yes, please play it." He goes, "All right, I'll play it." He said, "But you know that we're all going to be up here pissing on ourselves, don't you?" I said, "Well, that's what I'm going for." Well, right before Andrew walks out the curtain, I just happened to see him, and I was like, "Good luck." And then music goes on. He goes out, and he does his little thing. And then my music starts playing, and it is Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. And that video is actually on the EPW. If you go to EPW's YouTube page, that match is on there. And boys, when I tell you that the crowd they were up with the Miley. It was the most over I've ever been in my life. I was dancing on chairs, the crowd, and he is in a ring like trying to be mad. Right. But it ain't working. He's breaking, like he's broke. He's absolutely broke. Man. And he's and the referee's up there doing this, and Mike and Walter are doing it, and you can see them, and the fans are doing it, and they're singing, and I'm on the turnbuckle.
Man. That is so good.
They were, and then he took his jacket off, and I done fat guy in a little coat. I mean, I anything I could do to break this guy I did, and that was all in the same match. And if you get a chance to go EPW's website and look that one up, that's one you should look up.
That's trust me, that's on my list.
Is that Andrew Thomas?
I'm crying.
Andrew Thomas, yes, that's it.
So crying.
Are you talking about the Christmas show?
Yes,
the one from December.
Christmas Chaos.
Christmas Chaos.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So that's that match in particular. Like you got to watch his entrance and then watch mine, and then oh my gosh, like the fans were. And after the show, I had guys coming to me and be like, "You ass!" Like people in the locker room were in the back. They said that Troy told me in the locker room they were all back there doing this, and then just like. And I would stop when she says in the song, I swayed my hips like, yeah, I was dancing. Shit. Anything I could do just to, and you could see him on the camera a couple times take a belt and cover his face or take his hat, whatever. And we get to the back and yeah, I mean, you can imagine what it was, and it was funny. I
That's
got
so
cussed
good.
like a sailor, just like you asshole.
That's
They was so
fucking
mad at me.
hilarious, man.
But you got it, yeah. If you there's little things. Watch my matches, you'll see little things I'm doing. Anything I can do to pop somebody, I usually try.
My man.
Yeah, no, absolutely,
So-
man. You guys are great with crowds, man. I always make a comment about how when I went out to Route 33, I spent an hour sitting in the crowd waiting for the show to start. And the two people, I saw three people, you, Titan Troy, and Jägermeister were the three that were just, and he was pushing the Fuma shirts that night. So that was all that going on. But but you guys were in the crowd pretty much the entire time before the show started.
We don't. Are you there? Or am I cutting out? I think I'm cutting out.
No, you're good.
Okay, sorry. One of you guys you're froze on my screen there.
Yeah, I think Bob a little bit.
Yeah, Bob was froze. But we decided a long time ago, Route 33. We were sitting in a locker room, or we'd be sitting at our merch table, and people were just walking by, and I'm like, man, this is stupid. So we started, and Bob will tell you, we started walking. We walked through the crowd. We're not on the inside of the ring apron. We're in the crowd. We're walking through the aisles and taking pictures and shaking hands and whatever.
Standing on chairs, yelling at megaphones, like whatever the hell's available. Like they just.
Yeah. And that's what we do. And I'm telling you, it helped us out tremendously around 33. Like the fans really reacted to it really well. And there was actually a few fans that came down to our October show that I'd done in Ashland, Kentucky for AOG that are Route 33 people. They came as fans of Route 33. They came to watch our show.
That's cool.
And loved it. They loved it. The crowd work is the thing, man. I got to work with, I got to be in a locker room with Brutal Bob Evans this summer, and he complimented Donna Troy's crowd work because he said where he's from, they don't do a lot of crowd work. You know, he'll come out and they'll be like, fans will be like, you suck. And he'll be like, you suck. And that's it. That's all the crowd work there is. And he said he sees that too much and it drives him crazy. So, you know, when Troy's in there wrestling, I'm talking to the crowd, or when Troy's out, I'm in there wrestling Troy, I'm talking to Troy and in the crowd, and Troy's talking to the crowd. And I don't know. It's just, I'd rather involve everybody than just the 4 or 5 that's involved in the match. So.
Right.
Yeah, that's
100% agreed. 100% agreed. Of course. And then you got to take one moment, hit that monkey flip senton, which I absolutely love. And then it's time to go home.
we've got some new stuff we're working on too for this year. And we started doing some different things last year, and it went over pretty well. But that monkey flip senton, it's always been our bread and butter. People like it so much. So, or our meh, we call our finisher, we call our meh, because I just meh Troy at people. Throw him into that's I lawn dart Troy into people, so we call it the meh. Because when I throw him, I go yeah, and I was trying to break some. When I done, I was trying to break somebody. I was trying to pop somebody, and I went yeah. And that's what we call it.
Stuck.
It's
stuck.
It's just it's stuck. That's what we do now. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Well, hey, Brox, man, it's been absolutely a blast having you on. It's been too long. Hopefully it won't be this long next time. I know John and I have already talked about when Aftermath starts running, man, we're going to look to try to get out there.
Yeah,
and I would love to come see one of these first shows.
Please do. And,
dude, we want to come up and support for sure.
I appreciate you guys so much. You don't know how much it means to me. Like I said, the wall support I have is great, and it's good to have you guys on board too. And I encourage you guys to check out Route 33 in March. Me and Troy will be there. I think it's March 14th.
Mm-hmm.
3 days after my 45th birthday, boys.
Woo, man. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I get that old.
Yeah.
I can tell you how you're going to feel if you get in the wrestling ring.
I don't. No, sir.
Like you've been in a car crash at 35 miles an hour 100,000 times. That's how it's going to feel.
No, thank you. I'll leave that to the professionals there, Troy.
But, yeah, come check out Route 33 on March 14th. It'll be a phenomenal show, man. I have no doubts.
Yeah. Yeah. We will try to get out there for sure. I mean, it's like I said, I love that town, and it's just so unique out there. And I really enjoy getting out there. And like you said, it's well run, and the folks out there do a really great job, and the crowd's always hot for you guys. And, so anyway, I listen.
How far is that? How far is that for you guys?
For me, it's about 6 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it makes about 5 for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a drive to get out there. I stayed over when I went out there before, but it's nice out there. It's a nice drive. It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
it's just, man, definitely. I tell you what, those people who can drive those mountains in West Virginia are a special breed. Cause it must be a lifetime of training learning. John, maybe, man, Driving those mountains in West Virginia
Dude,
drive me crazy.
I was moved out of West Virginia by the time driving came into my life, man. So
I pulled a 22-foot ring trailer over the mountains of West Virginia this
oh,
past summer,
that's
and had to put new brakes on my truck when I got home. They're the real deal.
That I
I'll tell you
believe.
that.
That
So,
I believe. All right, Brock. So listen, hey, absolute blast having you on. We look forward to talking to you again soon. Best of luck with everything going on with Aftermath, and keep in touch.
thank you guys. I appreciate y'all so
all right,
much.
Brox. Thank you for your time, buddy.
Thank you all.
All right, John. Well, we got a double interview. We got a action-packed episode here full of interviews, and this is the one we've been waiting on. Welcome to the show, everyone. The CEO of Ragin Pro Wrestling, Rich Buchholtz. Welcome back, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
Hey, Rich, what's going on, buddy?
Not too much. How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
So you got a show coming up on Sunday, Redemption. Saturday. Sorry, I don't know why I'm sorry. Saturday, the 24th. And there's a lot of stuff going on. So, of course, John and I have been chomping at the bit here all week waiting to hear from you about Savage Seduction. What the hell is going on over there?
It's been a roller coaster. And it's gonna probably get a lot more interesting.
Wow. So John sent me the posts with the computer hacker and was like, "What is happening? Like, this is serious shit."
Dude, I was getting nostalgia vibes, man. I was enjoying it.
So Jordan is definitely coming with at least one person. Do we know anything more than that?
It'll be one person.
Okay.
She didn't tell me who, but there will only be one person.
Okay. And interesting. John and I have been wondering for weeks how this is going to lay out. But at the same time as all this is going on, your champion went down.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, we were bummed, man.
So basically, Silas has been injured for about 4 months.
Oh,
He
wow.
told me about it in early December. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what do you want to do? And originally he was going to do the show. I'm like, okay, sounds good. We'll continue to plug it. Great. December 31st came around because I'm like, I need an answer because I need to do something. And he basically said, I'm not ready. I'm like, okay. So we pivoted, and now we have Garrison Creed versus Samson. The winner will become the new RPW heavyweight champion.
Wow.
Nice. And that Garrison Creed was what had earned a shot already, right? By winning the cup, the Midwest Cup.
Correct.
So his timeline just got bumped up.
Yes.
Hey, nobody better than Garrison Creed. I know, like I said, I've seen him firsthand a few times.
That guy's a beast. Yeah. Garrison is a beast.
But let's not take anything away from the giant with the meaty fingers that's heading down from the Upper Peninsula.
The monster. Oh.
Dude, have you seen him? He is everywhere lately. He's traveling and going back to the West Coast and doing all sorts of cool shit. I am hoping we might be able to have Samson on to talk about this next week. But, our situation with Samson's been tenuous.
Yeah, Samson wasn't real happy with us last time he was on.
What did you do?
He gave us the meaty finger of doom, my friend. He meaty fingered us.
He did meaty finger us. We just saw a meaty finger coming towards the screen, and he was gone, hung up on us in the middle of an interview.
Gone.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And maybe,
he was feeling disrespected, and he decided we were part of that problem, and he just cut us off.
And he hasn't talked to you since?
Nope. And the weird thing is, so he turned heel that Saturday and just decimated everybody in front of him after he hangs up on us on Tuesday. Have you ever seen? Are you one of those Seinfeld guys?
I've seen a little bit of it.
Oh, well, there's an episode where Kramer gets into an argument with the guy on the golf course, and then he goes and murders a dry cleaner, And Kramer thinks, oh, well, I was the one that pushed him over the edge to murder the dry cleaner. We were wondering if we were the ones that pushed him over the edge to murder Romeo Valentino that Saturday.
One annoying question too many. That's what it was.
Wow.
Nobody's seen or heard from Romeo since October.
No, exactly.
Hmm.
He's still recovering.
So
which event was that? Was that December or when was that?
It's
that
October,
was
wasn't it?
October. Yeah, it was October.
Yeah. So that was a hellacious beating he got. It Samson took out a lot of frustration. And then, once the faction's involved, then you got trouble.
That's right.
And him going full bore, I'm worried about what's coming your way, Rich.
He may destroy. I got a little muffle on you again, Rich. He may just destroy the place.
We will see.
Yeah, man. I can't wait. Well, the person that John and I were hoping was at least a part of this, because you've booked her now 3 times in a row after having her down. John's favorite. I always got to mention Leela Hall. Leela Hall taking on one of my favorites that I just discovered, Rory Shields, on Saturday. What do you? You've obviously been booking Leela. What do you think of Leela?
I like her a lot. I wish that they would use her finish as a finisher, meaning the perfect plex.
Yep, agreed.
Like she does that bridge better than Kurt Hennig did.
Right.
It's amazing when she hits it. It looks so good.
Yep.
Have you?
I look forward to meeting. I was gonna say I look very forward to meeting Rory Shield. I have not met her yet. I've talked to her online. That's what.
How did she come up on your radar?
She got recommended to us by Rohit Raju.
Really?
Oh, okay.
That's a pretty good recommendation right there.
I'd say so.
A lot of people that hit up RPW are recommendations of somebody that's worked for us in the past or another tree. So like we get a ton of people from Florida that hit us up. We get people from Texas, Minnesota, Iowa. So it's very common. Jasmine Allure just hit us up probably a week ago, and I'm like, I'll see what I can do.
Right. Now that's a pretty big. I just saw her posing with 3 belts yesterday, so Jasmine can do it. But yeah, like you said, Rich has got that waiting list. So
it keeps growing.
RPW is the place to be, man.
Hey, did you hear that, John? Rich said he's got a list that's growing every day too. We are not alone. He's got a list that is growing unmanageable as well. So, but I actually, Rich, that reminded me. I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to ask you about this. We sort of talked about this very briefly offline a few days ago. But since we're talking about all the wrestlers that hit you up to work for you, I told you I did this little piece at the beginning of my newsletter this week about whether the wrestler resumes work. This time of year, you see wrestlers, so many wrestlers doing resume graphics that they're posting and sharing online. I don't really see them as much throughout the year. Sometimes we're at WrestleMania week and other things like that. But do they work for you?
A lot of it for me is through connections. If I don't know the person directly, I usually will. I'll respond to them, but I can't guarantee them a booking. And like, I'm very careful with my words as far as committing to a booking, because once you commit to it, you're kind of obligated to get them in whatever date it is. And we're trying to cut back matches. We're not trying to add matches.
Right. Well, that makes sense. I mean, completely. And, you're spreading it out over these other shows as well. So you're getting these people a lot more bookings, but you're not overloading them at the shows.
Correct.
Yeah, I get that 100%. But let me ask you this, let's say you didn't have a waiting list, Rich. Let's say you were looking for people to book every show. The day after your show ends, you're starting to scour for people to to book on the next show. There's no waiting list. Would a resume
Yeah.
catch your eye in that situation, or would you take other methods to find people?
Resume would help, but like I'm very different than a lot of promotions in the sense of I'm not trying to dress to impress you. So like I look at a lot of resumes and go, is this person being real with me, or are they pretty much trying to suck up to me? Is the way I look at it.
Right.
I want somebody that's genuine, that actually legitimately wants to be here, and it's not just a stamp of a
Right.
date.
Right. No, that makes total sense. Yeah, well, you've got a pretty decent roster of folks working for you now. I did want to get back to I wanted to mention the other women's match coming up this Saturday, because I don't know, and I told you this before, Stacey Shadows is going to defend her women's championship against Josie Valentine, and you knew a lot more about Josie than I did. I'm just starting to find her.
Okay, so she was trained by Vic Capri.
Okay.
Okay.
So I mean,
Nice.
she's definitely put in a lot of hard work. I've known her for about 4 years. She was just starting to kind of get into it when I knew her. This is the first time she'll be working for us. She's really getting on the road and traveling. That's something I do look for. I tell wrestlers like the best way to be discovered is to be missed. In the sense of if you're always available, there's that shouldn't always be the case. You want to get your name out there. You want to go to different cities, different states, different whatever countries if you can. I look at it kind of like the old school college method of it costs a lot of money to go to college, but hopefully it pans out in the end.
Right.
Right.
No, that makes complete sense. And in fact, we talked about that on the show, John, with the IWX Top 1000 list. Rich, you chime in here on this, but one of the major, for the singles list and the women's list that I did, one of the major factors that I included in there was total bookings, not matches necessarily, but total bookings for the year and how many places they'd been. You know, like if you wrestled, let's say 20 matches for one promotion, you might not get as big a hit as if you worked 20 matches for 5 promotions and held belts at 2 of them. You know what I mean? But do you think that's accurate? Do you think that's a good? Do you think that's a good indicator for those folks? Is how many times they're booked and by whom?
Oh, I definitely think it is. I mean, the two people I will give you the best example of that really push hard at this is Sierra and Jillian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they will
Agreed.
they will put on how many miles they have, and like they'll even do their win-loss record, which they get it. It makes sense. Like it's not always about who you face. It's about getting the exposure and getting just the best out of yourself.
Right. Exactly. And that's the thing that to me is like the biggest, I think we're kind of saying the same thing here, Rich, but it's one of the biggest indicators to me that people are on, you and I like, I like to use the word with, or the phrase with you, upward trajectory. I used it a lot. But to me, that's one of the biggest indicators of the upward trajectory is being hired by different people and then being hired back by those people.
100%. Like if you can continue to have that working relationship with any promotion, the better you're going to be. Like they're going to keep wanting to bring you in. It's based on your draw.
Mm-hmm.
So like I tell talent that if you have a company that you're constantly working for and they're running the same date as somebody that you did one show for, take the booking with the most to offer you,
Right.
not just a one-off, because when you're not there, you're not available for them. They can move on.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely true. What was I going to say? Oh, you've got on Saturday, you've got an open challenge. Royal Flava's got an open challenge coming. I guess there's nothing you can tell us about that though, huh?
Nope, it'll be the element of surprise.
Well, look, those guys
have to be somebody special. I was gonna say it's gonna have to be somebody special to give those guys a run.
Yeah. No,
You're gonna see a lot. You're gonna see a lot of the Triple H post show in those answers. I will
oh
give you the answers
shit.
next Thursday.
Yes. All right. I can't wait. So you heard it. Rich is going to be back next week to give us some scoop on what happened. I can't wait. But it, John, it's sad though, because it would have been a bigger thing to have Royal Flavor on your show maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. But they just lost the Ironheart Pro Tag Championship, so they're only going to be coming in, I think, with 5 sets of belts instead of 6 this time. So they may be on the way down. You know what I mean? Royal Flavor's time might be over, so you may want to think about, only 5 belts. I don't know if they got anything left in the
Not
tank.
even close. Not even close, Bob.
Those guys
Those
are
guys are just
insane.
biding their time.
I've never seen anything like those guys carrying all those belts. Maybe Ultimo Dragon.
I've never seen it from a fan's perspective, as far as like you didn't even hear about belt collectors until Kenny Omega talked about it. What,
Right.
2021?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was really no such thing as that even word. I mean, like Becky Lynch did the Becky 2 belts, but that was like TV WWE.
Right.
You didn't have it for the indie scene.
Right.
And now you got Mercedes going around collecting belts again. Now she's losing them. It seemed to me that actually brings up a question, Rich. I think I asked you this question before when it was going on, but it seemed to me that I can couch it this way. It seemed to me that there were a lot of I had seen during that run of Mercedes, I had seen promoters on my feed calling out, tagging Mercedes, saying, "Hey, come win our belt," basically, to be part of that sort of hysteria. You stayed away from that.
I stayed away from it just because it's a splash, but it's a splash that has random repercussions in the fact of if somebody wins your title, you got to bring them back in.
Mm-hmm.
So is the payoff better than the is C better than A is the best way I could say it.
Right.
A is I'm winning it. B is booking them to try and get them back in. C is the results of is somebody or the fans going to come back to see them defend it.
Yeah, no, that's a very good point. This past weekend at the Limitless Rumble, we saw MJF
Yep.
appear and not only offer Alec Price and Jordan Oliver contracts, which was freaking awesome. I was lucky enough to be watching that live and just jaw dropped to the floor. I was just so excited for those guys. But he came and defended the AEW World Championship there at the Limitless show, and then afterwards there's been some chatter that they're going to make this a thing where MJF is going to be like the touring Ric Flair, touring the Indies, defending the AEW Championship. How do you feel about that? Would you potentially would that interest you more than the Mercedes belt collective thing? Because you wouldn't have to bring him back.
I would definitely be interested in it if the price is right.
Mm-hmm.
I do know wrestlers that are currently trying to make that happen that are posting on social media about it. So,
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
did you happen to recognize one of the people on our roster that was at that Limitless wrestling show? Well,
Yes,
two of them
I
actually.
did. I almost messaged you when I saw Jordan Cross show up.
Yeah.
Now that's a name that I associated with Wisconsin for a very long time, for a couple of years. Now all of a sudden he's showing up different places.
He is. He's really getting out there. And then obviously Laney was there as well.
Mm-hmm. Would defending the WWE ID Championship on your show have the similar response that I just got when I asked about MJF? Like, if the price is right, sure, why not? Or is that different?
I guess it would come down to creative. Like, am I gonna have people in my earpiece constantly telling me what we're doing?
Right.
Like, I don't like the micromanaging stuff to begin with on my own end, so I don't want somebody doing it to me.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense.
Like, did you guys happen to watch any of Unreal yet or no?
I haven't watched an episode. I didn't watch season 1 or 2. Did you, John?
No, no.
Okay. Um, so today was the debut of season 2, so I got through 3 episodes so far.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mhm.
Chelsea's on there,
What is?
and Chelsea Green.
Oh, awesome.
So Chelsea was supposed to be at our first ever show. It was supposed to be Chelsea versus Laney.
Right.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then Chelsea had to cancel, and then she was supposed to wrestle Deanna at her second show and had to cancel. And then we ended up having Chelsea versus Deanna finally in March.
Right. Now we watched that match.
Hmm.
So like, I mean, we've watching Chelsea prosper is really, really cool for us.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Chelsea Green, man. For me with Chelsea Green, I got introduced to Chelsea Green beat through the Laurel Van Ness gimmick, which I still think is one of the best executed. Like she was
Yes.
incredible in that gimmick, and it just lasted way longer than it should have because she kept carrying it.
She knows how to carry herself, and her character and her person are two totally different people.
Really,
Yeah. Yes, like she is probably the nicest person you'll ever meet.
that's awesome. I did see a post where
Like,
she was saying that she was saying that she'll do anything for the women's locker room now. She's like she'll like if somebody gets released, she'll immediately tell them who to talk to at
yeah,
AEW or who to talk to at MLW. That's
yep,
very different than things
yep.
used to be.
Well, one of the things with her, Bob, that she's always struck me as, it's a weird comparison, but it's not necessarily anything in ring that's the comparison. But to me, she's a lot like Dusty Rhodes in that, there were a lot of times when they would give him just shitty,
Yeah,
gimmicks, and he turned it all to gold, right?
yeah,
Almost all of it. Chelsea, they've really saddled her, no matter where she's been, with some pretty crappy shit, and she's made it all stick, dude. Like you
Mhm.
said, Laurel Van Ness, that should not have worked at
No,
all,
no,
right?
no.
But it not only did it work, it stuck, right? And that's one of the things people remember, and they remember it fondly. She's one of these performers that just she gets exactly what this is and how to convey that to the audience, and it's awesome to watch.
100% agree. It's funny that you mentioned that, right? That was a period in TNA. It's like the black hole period of TNA where where
Hmm.
everything. There are two things. This will give you an idea how big an impact that gimmick had on me. There are two things I remember fondly, I guess you could say, from that period of time in Impact because it was Impact then,
Hmm.
right? I remember Laurel Van Ness and I remember Eddie Edwards getting hit in the face with a baseball bat. Those are the two
The
things.
bat.
Like those are the two things I remember from that time period really well. And that gives you an idea how big an impact that gimmick had on me, because Eddie Edwards getting hit in the face with a baseball bat was one of the wildest things I've ever seen in my life.
Mm.
Oh, what else we got this weekend? Oh, your former tag champions, Rich, Gen Z, they're going to take on the Ninja Dragons, who I'm not super familiar with.
So Ninja Dragons are starting to get their name out there. They work for HWE a lot. They work for Now That's Wrestling a lot. They're, I believe, out of Green Bay. I'm not positive on that, but I've heard nothing but great things for them. So I look very forward to seeing them in action.
Yeah,
Nice.
awesome.
What are their, do you, off the top of your head, do you know their names?
Um, I know Riley Adams. I can't remember what the other guy's name is off the top of my head.
Oh, let's see here. You got me halfway
Starts with a
there.
D though. It's like Duranchus or something like that.
I don't see it on here. I will figure it out here. I'm gonna get it in a second. But yeah, like it's weird. John, we joke about our list being so long, but every day there are more
There's
folks.
always new people, always new performers, man.
Right. For every Jordan Oliver and Alec Price to get called up, There's the Ninja Dragons right behind them to fill their spot, Yeah, I can't find it. But yeah, I'm very much interested. There's a lot of folks on this show I'm very interested in learning more about. What else?
It's you're gonna see a lot more storyline based, and obviously we're teasing the roller coaster effect.
Mm-hmm.
We'll dig into that next Thursday, obviously, some of the beginnings of it. But my goal is to really get people to be captivated to who we have each show, and try and figure out like what's gonna happen next. Like I always want to be 2 to 3 steps ahead of everybody, and never want them to be caught up to where I am as a fan.
Yes. John and I live for this shit, man. Like I'm so It's so funny. There's so many. The IWC is full of people who live their lives every day hoping to get the latest spoiler. And John and I are over here like la la la, don't tell la 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 la, don't tell us anything.
And for us, like we like a little bit behind the scenes early is we don't tell our talent anything that doesn't revolve around them.
Nice.
So anyone that thinks they know who it is totally guessing.
That's awesome.
Love it.
I'm here for this shit, man. Look, Jai, you and I have been talking about how hard is it to run a storyline on the independents? You know what I mean? That like that
Hey,
is
we were talking
overarching.
with Tully about it last week. It's just it just doesn't happen. So the fact that this is running like it is one, it's a testament to what RPW is doing, right? And what creative is doing out there. And two, just how good this story is. It's so good.
Either way, we're still having a lot of fun with it. I wanted to ask Rich, because you're running a pumped up schedule this year with all these adrenaline shows in between, and I'm wondering, was that decision in part to make sure that there are less seams in the story that you're going to tell over the next year? I mean, like less time for people to forget what's going on, or is that just a happy accident?
It's a little bit of both. Like adrenaline is pretty much 5 matches. Some will have title matches. Some will just be, think of it like a glorified main event. Our
In your
goal
house.
is basically our goal is basically to get people to want to be there at each event, and the goal is them to save money at the same process. So like adrenaline shows are cheaper. Second row seats for the bigger events are $25 in advance. Front row seats are $25 for adrenaline shows.
Nice.
So like how I do it is I kind of do the $5 a match logic for front row. Is kind of how I do it.
Interesting. That makes sense. But
so, I mean, like we're trying to get 7 matches at the bigger ones, possibly 8, but I don't want to do 10 anymore.
Right. Yeah. Only nerds like me hang around for all 10. Well, I got to tell you though, Rich, I know I've said it before, but I'm going to say it again. I know you want to cut down on the matches, and I know you know why. But that show I saw in 23 was it was outrageously good. Like it was 3.5 hours of nonstop. I had so much fun. I was worn out, but I had fun.
I was worn out by 10 o'clock. And like the Xavier Walker and Jake was actually really good. I was just tired by 10 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
And that's also why we went to 6 o'clock.
Right.
Was because I'm like, if I'm tired, how are these fans staying awake?
Right.
Because like I've gone to AEW Dynamite and it starts at 6:30 for the pre-stuff, and it gets done at like 11:30. Unless it's changed in the last 2 years, I'm not positive on that. But like the show I was at, they were taping Ring of Honor and Dynamite, and I think they taped Collision as well.
Whew! That'll wear your ass out. those long ass TV tapings. Right?
We've been to a few. We've been to a few. One MLW comes to mind, and I think we sat through about 13 and a half hours worth of wrestling there, Rich. It was 2300 arena. It was great, but whoo, I think we started on a Friday and we got to go home on a Tuesday.
Hey, but late Monday night, after 2 full days of watching a television taping, did we not get the best fucking? We got Rich at the very end of this. We must have saw 30 matches for TV, and then at the very end, we got Fatu and Hammerstone for the MLW Championship, and it was incredible.
Nice. Oh, it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It was worth the sitting through. And trust, I mean, Bob, correct me if I'm wrong. There was not a bad match. I mean, there was a lot of good wrestling. But it went and it went and it went. We've sat through a few of the AEWs where they're recording, Dynamite, and they're recording ROH, and it's just, man, it's sometimes it could just be a little much. If you know going in and you can psych yourself up for it, it's one thing. But man, the older I get, the worse my butt and my back likes to sit in those seats that long.
Dude,
like for me, it was cool for the show I was at. Joey Avalon was wrestling. I'm trying to remember who he wrestled. Brian Cage.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Heather Reckless was on the show. She was wrestling Athena.
Okay.
So, these are all Ring of Honor matches. So they brought in, they were doing extra work. So that was really cool to see some of the people that we were using a lot being used at the show.
That's cool. I love seeing that. Seeing those guys get their shot, and they're just over the moon when it's done too, We just had,
because Heather was our champion.
Yeah. Oh, right. That's right. Wow. Oh shoot, I had something I was gonna say about. I don't remember, but you've got the Adrenaline show the next week after Redemption, and Garrison Creed is on that show facing Shane Hills. So my question to you right now is, if Garrison is your champion next Saturday, will that become a title match, or have you not made that decision yet?
Anyone that wins a title will be a title match at Adrenaline if they win the title.
All right. All right. So that would include Ethan Matthews then.
It would. If he beats JDX, it will include Ethan Matthews. And we will not change the match. Whoever is lucky enough to face that individual will get a title shot.
All right. That makes it easy.
And we love Ethan Matthews, so that works.
We basically do it very similar to the NBA in the fact of, if the upper team loses and the upset happens, the team that they're facing benefits. It's the same logic.
Right. Makes total sense. And Ethan Matthews at Adrenaline, I wanted to ask you about. He's hooked up to face somebody whose name I haven't seen a lot since I was out there at your show, Rich, and that's Marman.
Yep. Marman will be back in 2 weeks, a little under 2 weeks.
Wow.
There we
go.
What's his story? Is Marman a part-timer, or have I just missed him, or is he winding down? What do you know about Marman?
He runs Fourth Wrestling in Milwaukee. Really good wrestler. Really. I'm very connected to a lot of the other places. Like, when you hear about territories, I don't believe in that.
Right.
I do my stuff, but I want everybody to succeed. I know how much cost there is for running shows, and I also know how expensive AEW and WWE are to attend. So I want all the indies to succeed and branch these people up to WWE and AEW.
Right. No, absolutely. Let's see. What else do we got going on? Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you about, Rich. I wanted to ask if maybe you've caught TNA recently. Like there
I
might be
did
some new,
not catch it,
there might be some
but
new talent.
I definitely know where this is going.
So Elena Black
Um,
returns to TNA
yeah,
just 3 months after snubbing Rich. I said it, not Rich. What do you make of her coming back so quickly? And now all jokes aside, but what do you make of her coming back so quickly?
I'm happy for her. If she wants to be in wrestling, I'm very happy for
Mm-hmm.
her. A lot of it just depends on what she wants to do. Like it does get very overwhelming. Like you want to get your name out there, you want to take all these bookings, but then you gotta look at it and go, okay, I'm in Alaska on Friday, I'm in Georgia on Saturday, I'm in Louisiana the following Friday, I'm in Illinois the following Saturday. It gets overwhelming.
Right.
And you pretty much end up feeling like you're nothing but a glorified flight attendant that's
Mm-hmm.
always traveling. So like it I definitely can understand the burnout. It's
Right.
just a matter of does she want to just do TNA? Does she want to do the indies? Like there's really been nothing that's come out.
Right. It's funny you say that because I was wondering, sort of tangential to that. Like I was wondering if maybe the Indies just wasn't. She ran the WWE schedule, was confined to pretty much NXT, so that was pretty much just Florida and Florida house shows. And then all of a sudden she gets released, and now she's got to do all these. She got to be appearing all over the country and booking here, booking there, booking wherever. And maybe she just doesn't like to beat on the Indies.
I mean, it's not for everybody. It really isn't. Like when you're used to seeing huge crowds and you're in the quote unquote what they would say to Daniel Bryan bingo halls, it's it's very overwhelming because now you're interacting with people very close to you instead of just seeing them in the crowd.
Right.
Because some people may actually know her as a person, not the character of Elena Black.
Right. Yeah. No, that's a good point. Um, I just would it concern you? Would Does that concern you booking like someone like Elena who gets cut from WWE, runs the Indies for about a month, and decides it's not for her. Now she's back in TNA. If there was an indie booking on your show, would you hesitate now because of that, or would you be like, okay, she's back in, she's back in?
Are you talking her personally or
Well,
like any individual?
let's just say any individual for right now. I mean, I know your situation was different because you actually had that happen, but just in general.
Um, if the price is right and people I knew would come to see them, I would probably not hesitate. It's a matter of I want everything fronted. So for me, it's got to make sense for us financially upfront
Mm-hmm.
because I don't like giving people news and basically disappointing them.
Right. And not to mention, if you promise them something, you got to replace it with something better. So, isn't that the old?
Definitely try to, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, let's see. So what else we got? What's the next show after this adrenaline
So we
show?
so we have Adrenaline 2, February 21st.
Okay, and then Perseverance in March.
And then, yep.
Okay.
And then 2 shows in Alpaca in May.
Okay. Now this first adrenaline show, is it meets Opera House?
Yep. It's in St. Nazian, which is about 30 miles from Manitowoc.
Okay. In which direction?
Um, I believe south, but I could be wrong on that.
Okay. Have you ever run there?
I've never ran there personally, but I know people I have.
Okay.
Okay.
Like this will be Brick McCarthy's backyard.
Okay.
Oof.
So
That's a
Brick,
big backyard, Bob.
Yeah, it is.
Brick McCarthy will definitely draw a crowd. We'll go with that.
It's a good point. A good reason why. Good reason why. Well, I feel sorry for Jordan Cross then. He's about to get the he's about to be a heel whether he likes it or not.
Oh yeah. Well, he did hit him with a chair at the last show that they wrestled each other. So
He what?
Mm.
he hit him with a chair at the last show that they wrestled each other to advance the tournament.
Oh, was
So
that in the
it's a
tournament?
rematch. Yes.
Oh, nice. Oh, that'll be a lot of
So
fun.
Rick McCarthy's rematch that he insisted on.
Hmm. Oh, he insisted on it.
Yep.
Nice, 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 nice. Well, what else is going on, bro? How are tickets for Redemption and for Adrenaline One the following week?
So tickets are going pretty good for Redemption. Front row sold out. I have 3 tickets on me for second row where people can hit me up personally. Otherwise, there's 2 left online. And then for Adrenaline, there's 4 front row left, and the rest is GA. Second row is sold out.
Damn. Okay.
We actually just had 2 people purchase while we were on the air. It notified
Nice.
me.
I love those moments,
As
man.
soon as I see it, I'm on my phone. I look to see what it is.
Um, I wanted to ask, this is sort of a sad thing. I'm just sort of throwing in here. I meant to text you about it before, but we saw in the last, I guess maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, um, Macaulay Rose pass away suddenly. And I know that she worked a lot out in the Midwest and in Minnesota. Did you know her, or did you ever interact with her or her
I
husband?
know of her definitely. I've never met her personally. There's a lot of people that work for us that were very close to her.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know like the situation or anything. Like I've not heard anything. I've not asked anything because like I
Yeah.
try to just keep people's privacy.
Right.
Um, but like System has definitely reached out to us before.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I was the ironic thing was a lot of those pictures that were posted of her were actually done by my camera guy.
Mm.
Oh, wow.
Carl, yeah, he did a lot of those. That one picture, I think in the green,
Hmm.
was definitely his.
Wow.
It was either green or yellow, whichever one I can't remember the color, but it was definitely his picture that he had that they were posting.
That's cool for him, at least. But man,
So
yeah.
very, very sad. I try on a personal level never to mention any of that kind of stuff as far as like on our post, because if I forget somebody,
Hmm.
then you have a WWE effect
Right.
because WWE gets blackballed for not mentioning certain people when they pass away. So I try to stay away from it.
No, that makes total sense. And I don't know what the situation was over there either. I'm the same as you. I didn't go look into it or try to dig up anything or figure out what happened. It was obvious she passed. It was tragic. She was young. That's all I need to know. Um,
Mhm.
but I get why you wouldn't. I mean, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden the omissions become. You've seen the IWC tear apart those omissions, boy, every single chance they get. So I get it.
It's one of those things where the thing to stay away from is territory stuff, politics in general, and just carny stuff. I just stay away from 100%.
Right.
We just stay
Right.
in our own lane.
No, that makes total sense. It's smart that way. Stay out of the drama. I just saw somebody posting about staying out of the promotional wars. You know, do you guys get a lot of that in Wisconsin?
Um, for us directly, no. I can't speak for other people, but like I just stay out of it, so I have no idea like when people are like, "Oh, this one's beefing with this one," I'm like, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah.
I don't I don't tell talent that if somebody really doesn't want you to work for us and you're going to lose bookings over it, then probably don't work for us. Because I can't guarantee more than a one-off. But it's one of those situations where everyone's got their own line in the sand of how they feel and stuff.
Yeah.
because there's stuff that I'm strong on that other people aren't.
Right. It just seems like the whole thing is the whole idea. Whenever you see it happen, the little dust up starting to happen, it just, to me, it just hurts all of the talent.
It does. It 100% does. I mean, like, did you happen to catch Rikishi's post about WWE with their ticket sales or no?
I did. And then he can't get
Okay.
tickets for anybody anymore.
Yes. And like a part of me goes, okay, but at the same point, I look at it and go, if Vince McMahon gave that deal, that's great. Vince McMahon doesn't own it anymore.
Right.
Exactly.
It's no different than if I got bought out tomorrow. If I was giving people certain deals, the new person doesn't owe them anything.
Exactly.
It's the same logic.
100%. 100%. And with everything going on with Rikishi and the school and Raja Jackson, and it just felt like poor timing for that particular. It felt more like sour grapes than others who have made this comparison.
I mean, it's not just Rikishi. Like, I mean, Bret Hart has definitely mentioned it. Kevin Nash, I believe, has mentioned it.
Right.
No, I mean, TKO is just, I mean, they've come in and it is extremely business. It is straight business. There aren't, like you said, Rich, there's no handshake deals. Everything is crossing the T's, dotting the I's. It is textbook business. And TKO is big, big business. And it's all bottom line, man. I mean, it's just, we see it in everything they're doing. I mean, the ticket prices have gotten ridiculous. They're pricing out the average fan. They're again, it's just big business has gotten involved, and it's been a long time coming. I mean, everybody thought Vince was the big business. No, Vince was just the precursor of the big territory guy getting bigger. This is now business.
Right.
It is garnered the attention of big money and entertainment conglomerates and groups, and I don't know that that's a good thing.
It all depends on which side you're on as far as it goes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I look at it and go, there's two different ways to look at it. The talent get paid way more than they ever did back in the
Oh,
day.
absolutely.
So like that's where like I know what Jey Uso is making for his royalties and everything else. So it's like, okay, all he's gotta do is hit up his son and be like, hey, you can get me a ticket and buy it for
Right.
me.
Right.
So I like I said, I look at it from the wrestler standpoint, but I also look at it from a needy family standpoint of some families that have to work probably 25 hours extra a week just to be able to buy a Raw ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's if they're making probably 20 to 30 bucks an hour.
Yeah. It's like John said, the families are just getting priced out, and it's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I heard Jeff Jarrett on his podcast
Well,
recently was. Go ahead.
I just want to say, you're right. Families are getting priced out on that level. You've got guys like Rich that are keeping it family friendly,
100%.
and that's what you and I are here to promote and push and champion. You know, um, eh, this grassroots level, stuff, and this is. I get it. It's great that these performers can aspire to get to that level and make that kind of cash. But at what point does the industry become top heavy and eat itself up there? There's going to be fan backlash sooner or later. Fans are not going to continue to pay those prices. I wouldn't think. Now what do I know? I'm a big dum dum. It could continue forever. I personally don't see it happening. So, thank goodness there's guys like Rich, and promotions like RPW that are out there that are putting on these great shows, these great storylines like we're talking about. And, families can go and enjoy. Um, you and I, we're in a position that, yeah, I can afford to go to some of these bigger shows if I kind of save and pick and choose where I go. Um, it's not value for my money, man. Going out to RPW, going to some of these smaller independent shows. We're like I said, we're here in Maryland. We like MCW. We go do a lot there. Route 33. There's lots of places that we like to go and spend our money and support. WWE, AEW is just not where it's at for us right now. And I think there's a lot of hardcore fans that feel the same way.
You're definitely starting to see a little bit of it. Kind of piggybacking on what you're saying. The reason we did the $10 tickets to begin with was I remember when I was a kid, my first ever pay-per-view was King of the Ring 96, which was Stone Cold winning the King of the Ring Austin 316.
Mm-hmm.
For second deck at the Mecca in Milwaukee was $10. And I always held that as like a huge thing of, hey, like, yes, it was 30 years ago, but people will actually probably want to come to support you if you don't price them out.
Yes. Hold on, let's see. $10 in 1996 today is worth $20.66. So even moving it forward into this kind of money, is there any ticket at a WWE show that's even close to $20.66? Maybe triple.
There's no way. No way.
So
I think it starts at 50. I'm pretty sure it starts at 50 now.
yeah, like that is way ahead. That is way more than inflation. And that's your point. You know what I mean? Like if there were $20 tickets available nowadays, man, to some of these shows, it's
absolutely
not so. It's like when WWE ran the Atlantic City and the Vegas WrestleManias. Like that's great, but the people that are going to show up are rich folks and VIPs who are going to pay all that money to be in a crowd at a casino. And none of those 3 WrestleManias, well, 5 had a little bit of a feel. I'm not gonna lie to you with Savage and Hogan, but they didn't have the same oomph that the other shows did. And that's the thing that for me, John, you and I are in DC. The Redskins, now the Commanders, for years functioned on that exact pricing point. And all you got were people at FedEx Field, whatever it is now. You got people there who didn't give a shit about the game for years.
Nah. No, it was a place to be seen. It wasn't there for the game. So
yeah. And that's what I worry about with WWE do it with these tickets, is that the folks who really give a shit about wrestling aren't even there.
Yeah.
So
do you kind of same logic like with the Lakers and Yankees in the sense of it's just,
absolutely.
Yeah. Right.
It like you said, it's a social event. It's you're there to have your picture taken. You're there to, and now with social media, right? You're there to take a picture and post to your I don't know, wherever these kids post to. I don't know.
My face.
Just this is the Mace space. It's like you said, it's to be seen there. It's not there to enjoy the performers in the events. It's just a different world, man.
Certainly is. Well, listen, Rich, I've had a lot of fun. We always have fun having you on. And now that I know you're going to come back on next week, assuming you survive the weekend and, unharmed by these ladies. But, yeah, I look forward to having you back on next week. I'm dying to know what happens this weekend. And hopefully we'll have Samson around next week at some point too. So very cool.
Sounds good.
Very cool, man.
So, thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, thank you for coming on.
Hey, now hold on, Rich. Hold on a minute, man.
Uh-oh.
If you've got a few minutes, Bob and I are going to try something here. You're going to be our guinea pig. So we're going to try. We've got some just weird random questions we're going to start throwing at some guests. So are you down for some weird ones?
Sure.
All right. So you're a former ref. After last time I saw you, maybe you're hanging that up. I don't know. But listen, you got a 10-hour road trip to your next gig, right? So who's in the car with you, and who have you banned for life?
How many seats in the car?
We're gonna go with a nice sedan. So you got two up front. You could squish three in the back.
10-hour road trip. Uh, hmm. I would have to probably think on that because there's stuff that some people do that I would go crazy with, and so that could be a very difficult ride.
All right, I'm gonna let you off the hook on that one. Okay.
Wait,
We'll give you we'll give you.
Before you
All
ask the next
right,
question,
all
though,
right.
I gotta know one thing though. I'm not getting you to
Yeah.
call anybody out on here, but there was a thing and a person specifically that you were thinking of when you said that, Rich. What I want to know is not who is it, but what is it that they do?
I can't stand the smell of pot.
I tried. They would know
All right,
instantly
man.
who they were.
So, all right, so we're gonna give Rich an easy toss up one here, Bob, and then we'll let him off the hook, man.
Okay.
So shoot fight, Rich. Shoot fight here. Who wins? You or your mom when she's mad?
When my mom was alive, she would have kicked my ass.
There you go. There you go. I think we're all in on that one.
Yeah,
See, I
John,
told you,
I
man, it was
remember-
an easy one.
For the record, Rich, John's mom did beat my ass. So, she used to babysit me. So she beat my ass at
Well.
least once that I can remember.
Yeah. Well, Rich, thanks for indulging us on that, man.
Yep. Any other questions?
No, man. No, we're gonna let you off the hook, and we really appreciate your time. And man, be careful out there with the Savage Seduction stuff, man.
It'll be interesting on Saturday.
We can't wait to hear about it.
I can't wait to see who they're cheering and who they're booing because we actually don't know.
Right.
We have a very
Oh, so awesome.
I have no idea what Jordan's projecting to say. I know what I'm saying. I don't know what she is.
Oh, wow. Well, we wish you luck, my
So-
friend. Via con
He's
Dios,
been
as they
quiet.
say.
So I will see you guys next Thursday. We can go behind the scenes.
Oh, I can't
Awesome,
wait.
man.
Can't wait.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it.
Yes. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Rich.
Yep. Have a good one.
All right, buddy. You too. Thanks a lot.
Wow. Oh, man. I tell you what, 2 interviews on one show was a lot, but I learned a lot from Brox, and I'm really hopeful for his situation, man. I think Aftermath is going to be the real deal once he gets everything in place the way he wants it.
Dude, I cannot wait for these first couple shows and for you and I to get up. We're definitely gonna make that trip. If for nothing else, to support our buddy. I can't wait to see what they do, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, we're talking about traveling. I know we've got one trip that we're talking about this year. I would like to add that one as a second, and we'll see where it goes from there. But best of luck, best wishes to Brox and Aftermath, and any of the folks that do follow him. We wish you all the best. It was also great having Rich on, and I'm very interested to see what's going to happen on Saturday with Savage Seduction. I hope Rich makes it out alive, and he said he's got some
We've been
exclusives
waiting on
for
this
us.
one.
Yeah, he said he's got some
I can't
exclusives for us
wait.
next week, so I'm like, yee. Because I'm all
Can't
about
wait.
the business behind the scenes stuff. So tell me all about it, my friend. Tell me whatever you want. All right. Well, thank you guys for listening. As always, like I said, we'll be back next week. I think Rich will be with us again if we can get him on. And we're hoping to have Samson, UPW heavyweight champion Samson. And maybe by the time we speak to him, no meaty fingers, John. Wait. Don't hang up yet before I say he might be, hopefully will be also the RPW Samson 2 belts, winning the RPW championship on Saturday. That's what we're hoping for here. I know.
Hey,
But
Garrison's got a big task in front of him.
a big meaty task right in front of his face. Well, that's all we got for this week, guys. Thank you so much as always, and we look forward to talking to you next week. See ya.
All right, guys. See ya.